Hello and welcome to the Sports Corner YouTube channel. You're joining us today for some Bundesliga live watch-along action. I'm joined by three of the boys today. Matchday 30 goal show. We've got absolutely massive games tonight. Ramifications all over the league. And with only about 4.5 minutes to go till kickoff, we will get straight in. And the first game of the night, he loves Dortmund. He's here, Rowan. Welcome to the stream.
I am here. 2 seconds. How are you, mate? How are you, mate?
I'm completely fantastic, mate. I'm excited to watch some football, as I'm sure you are as well.
Oh, I can't wait. It should be a good game. Union sort of surprising everyone this year, and yeah, it should. Fingers crossed, be a good game. There we go. Camera's back. But I'll talk you through the lineup. It's Malin hits in net. No Roman Berkey even on the bench. It's going to be I hate pronunciation. Joljaka on the bench, and then it's Piszczek making his turn. Obviously, Dortmund with their many right backs. Piszczek stepping into the side today. Fans very happy with that. And then it's Akanji and Hummels at the back with Guerrero on the left. Then it's Emre Can. Then it's Giovanni, Reina, Jude Bellingham, Marco Royce, Torgan Hazard, and then Erling Haaland. Reina according to question recently. We know Marco Royce loves midfielders who can defend. Dennis Scarry, Christoph Kramer. It's rumoured that Julian Brandt and Reina could be ones who will possibly leave when Rosa comes in. On the bench for Dortmund is Maurice, Sancho back into the lineup, De Hood, Schulz, Brandt, Renier, Munier, Tigesh, my boy, and Joljaka, as I said. And as for Union Berlin, it's Luther net, then Trimmel, Friedrich, Nock, and Lenz. Then it's Prommel and Robert Andrich, Ingvartsen, Cruz, Endo, and the Slavia Prague loanee, Peter Musa. Up front on the bench, it's Schlotterbeck, Grierson, Ponjan Palo, Marius Bull to the legend, Loris Karius, Giebelman, Greisbeck, Genner, and Tuchert. But yeah, it should be a really... I'm hoping for a good game. If you look at the league table, Union in 8th, but a win only puts them 3 points behind Dortmund, who are currently sat in that Europa League spot in 5th. So all to play for, especially with Gladbach also playing today as well. Lots of things can happen in the league today, and this is one of the games that really matters.
Yeah, and of course we've got 3 other games to go through, so really quickly I'm going to ask you for a prediction before I boot you out.
3-2 Dortmund.
Thank you very much for that, Rowan. Enjoy the game. I hope we get you in for a lot of goals today. But we will move on really quickly to our next game, and I'll put the banner up right there so you can see which game it is. I will bring him in a second. It is obviously going to be Hoffenheim versus Gladbach, covered by the resident Gladbach fan. That's called you a Hoffenheim fan there, Kieran. Resident Gladbach fan. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. How are you, my friend?
Honestly, I'm fantastic. Are you fantastic? Are you ready to watch Gladbach?
Yeah, we've finally picked up some form, and we're all taking on a Hoffenheim team that pretty much has nothing to play for, but can play party pooper tonight. They are going with a 4-3-3. It is Oliver Baumann in net. It's a back 4 of Kaderbeck, Posch, Chris Richards, and Ryan Sessegnon. Obviously, English fans will know about him. It's a midfield 3 of Samasiku, Grilic, and it says Kramaric on Google, but maybe it's Baumgartner, one or the other. And the other 2 players are Robert Skov on the wing and Bibu up top. And for Gladbach, it is reportedly a 4-4-2 for this Gladbach team. It's Tobias Sippel in goal, and it is a back 4 of Leiner, Ginter, Elvedi, and Ben Sabini. It's Hoffman, Neuhaus, Kramer, and Lazaro as a midfield 4, with Hoffman and Lazaro on the wings, and Alassane Player and Marcus Thuram up front. The bench for both sides. For Hoffenheim, Nordveit, De Boer, Penke, Belfodil, Adamian, Bagadi, and Rutter. A lot of attackers on that bench. And for Gladbach, it's Lang, Herman, Zakaria, Wolf, Traore, Vent, Janske, Grun, and Mbolo.
Yeah, and again, 2 other games to go through, Kieran. So really quickly, give me a prediction for this game.
No worries. We're coming off arguably our most impressive performance of the season. 3-1 to Gladbach.
Let's hope we can have a lot of goals and chances in that game for you, and hopefully Gladbach can pull through with a win. Looking forward to seeing you again later. But for the final member of the trio we've got tonight, including myself, of course, covering Stuttgart versus Wolfsburg, it's Phil Wheat.
How are you doing, mate? You all right?
And for the 3rd time tonight, yes, I am all right. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fantastic, mate. I'm happy that football's now officially being saved.
Yeah, but of course, we've got a massive game for both sides in Stuttgart and Wolfsburg tonight. If you'd like to run us through the lineups for both sides really quickly.
Yes, I'll run you through Wolfsburg first. Obviously, Wolfsburg, I think they're 4th in the league, so maybe 3rd, so that they are competing for more than what Stuttgart are competing for. But Wolfsburg, they've got Casteels in goal, Roussillon, Brooks, Pongragic and Baku is the back four. A midfield two of Arnold and Schläger, so they're the two DMs. And then they're playing the wingers of Brekalo and Philip, and then Gerhardt just behind Voetveg also. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Wolfsburg. Stuttgart over there playing three at the back in goal. They've got Kobel, the back three of Anton, Karazor and Kemp. Midfield four of Massimo, Endo, Amenada, Koulibaly. And then at the front, the wingers are Forster and Kilmorovic. I don't know how you say his name. Really, really sorry. And the striker for number 9 is Kaladazic. I think I've said that right. But to be honest, mate, I don't think I've ever watched Stuttgart game in my life, so I'm not fond of any of these players. But hopefully, we have a good game, and hopefully, it's a competitive one.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, the names you will struggle with them. I think it's pronounced Kalajic, but yeah. Quick prediction before I have to boot you out.
3-0 Wolfsburg.
Oh, a hat trick for Baku, I assume.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you very much. Before we go to my game, Rowan did say he had a chance early on in this game, Ron. I'm going to pull you in right now. What happened?
It's Emre Can. He's back at hits plays it through to Chan at the back. Chan then takes an awful first touch, plays it straight to the feet of Max Kruse, who then outside the box has an absolute thunderbolt of a shot, and it just rattles off the crossbar down onto the line, and it's eventually cleared by Dortmund. But a great early opportunity, and again, Emre Can is looking shaky.
I mean, we saw obviously in that Champions League tie. Obviously, it might have had some sort of effect on his confidence, but like I said, thank you very much, Ron. Most of the games are underway tonight. The game that I am watching tonight, guys, of course, will know that I'm a Mainz fan. I am watching Werder Bremen versus Mainz. After two teams yesterday got really good results, Cologne and Arminia Bielefeld, Mainz need to reply. And in this game, we've got Werder Bremen, who are playing a 3-5-2 against us tonight, with Pavlenka in net, Veljkovic, Moisander, and Friedel as that back three. Gabriel Selassie and Augustinsson as those wing-backs, Eggestein, Movold, and Rashika in midfield, with Josh Sargent and Fulkrug. And Mainz are actually matching them with their own 3-5-2 of their own. So Zentner, St. Just, Bell, Niakate. It's a very conventional lineup for Mainz, not many changes. That midfield three of Boetius, Dominic Kor, and Barrero. Brzezinski and Mwene as fullbacks / wing-backs, and then Onisiwo and Shitty Shalai up top. The benches for both sides, we've got Asako, Selke, Agu, Schmind, Eras, Zetera, and Bom, Jinski, and Bargfried. That is Werder Bremen's bench. And for Mainz, who, of course, are missing Danny da Costa due to personal reasons. Danny Latzer, Robin Kaison, Ostenali, Glatzel, Sturger, Burkhardt, Dahmen, and Alexander Hack. A very strong bench for Mainz tonight, of course. And we've had a chance early on already. Kieran, talk to me.
Yeah, it's a chance for Hoffenheim, the first real chance of the game 3 minutes in. It was a quick throw-in, and the Gladbach players just weren't switched on at all. Kaderabek did a 1-2 with Robert Skov, then whipped it in, and it was a nice diving header by Baumgartner. It was towards the near post, but it just went past the post. It didn't trouble Sippel. But early warning signs, they've got to switch on of Gladbach early on.
Yeah, encouraging signs for the two teams. Thank you very much, Kieran. Encouraging signs for the two sides that are playing the Borussia sides tonight, of course. And PSG have just scored their 5th goal against Angers. They have won 5-0 in that French Cup tie, of course. Another big French Cup tie tonight, Lyon versus Monaco. It's on the little ticker at the bottom, ticking along. I will update the scores if any goals go in. If I miss any, please do say something in the chat. But 2 minutes into this Werder Bremen Mainz game, it's been a quite decent start for Werder Bremen. I'm not going to lie, they are controlling the game. And Augustinsson lays a nice little pass into Sargent. And now it's a lovely pass by Mervold, but it's going to go right the way through. And Daniel Brzezinski's going to let that roll out for a goal kick. For Mainz tonight, like I said, they just need to try and get anything from the game, because the two teams beneath them, well, previously beneath them in Arminia Bielefeld and Cologne, fantastic results. Cologne beating Leipzig. Who would have seen that coming in? Arminia Bielefeld beating Schalke, which doomed them to relegation, of course. And with all the stuff happening around Schalke tonight, hopefully that gets sorted out. And it's never nice to see your club get relegated, of course. It is awful. But attacking the players is just not on. But Werder Bremen have a decent chance here on the left-hand side. It's a nice little pass back, but it's well cut out there by, I think it was Daniel Brzezinski back there. And then Stefan Bell tries one down the line, but gives the ball away. And I think we're missing that mobility up front with having Shalay up front. And I know it's Shalay slander because he is awful. But Jonathan Burkhardt, Kaison, Glatzel, they offer us so much more up front just because of how much they run and how fast they are. And Shalay's just a big lump who doesn't really do anything up front. And with Mainz struggling to score, he hasn't scored since the turn of the year, I don't think, which is 4 months. why is he playing? Has he got Bo Svensson's nudes or something? I don't have a clue. He just shouldn't be playing in this team. But it looks like there's not been any chances in that Stuttgart-Wolfsburg game, of course. Looking around the other leagues, there's nothing else going on. Just checking the scores for the other games, of course. No, nothing else going on around the world in those games that we have on the ticket. That's a lovely burst of pace into the box, though, and a good foot in there by Barreiro. Pokes it behind for a corner kick. I think it might have been Mervold breaking into the box there. Now, the Mainz players are complaining about something. The referee's pointing to the corner, I think. Josh Sargent, I think, wants more. It's a foot on by Brzezinski. It was Mervold in the box. Oh, no, it was Augustinson. And Barreiro kind of just sticks a foot out to poke the ball away. Augustinson goes down. He's wanting a penalty. But, I mean, there's definitely contact between Barreiro's foot and his ankle. It's a little flick, but that's been waved away. And it's been given as a corner kick to Werder Bremen, who have started very brightly in these opening 4.5 minutes of this game. Of course, hopefully Mainz don't have to go down and come back from behind in this game. It would be good for my heart if they didn't, but the ball's into the box, headed away well by St. Just. Straight back to Augustinson, the corner taker, though, who beats past Barreiro, tries to get a ball in. Good recovery by Barreiro to shield it behind for a throw into Werder Bremen. But the pressure is all from Werder Bremen tonight. And if they get a win, they could probably save themselves from entering into that relegation zone. Because if Mainz did win tonight, they would go ahead of Werder Bremen in the table and kind of drag them back into it. But we did have some comments. Apologies for not reading them. Tub said, Bundesliga, the league with no traitors, and how true that is. Kyle's in the building says, hey lads, how are we doing? We are doing fantastically well. Eintracht got back to winning ways yesterday after that horror show against Gladbach. That is completely honest and true. Union almost scored. They did almost score. Who's worse, Shalai or Rani Khedira? Shalai. Definitely Adam Shalai. He is awful. Woeful footballer. It's a good pass over by, I think it was Veljkovic there to Augustinson. It's a good pass back to Friedel now. Augustinson tries a whipped ball in. And Mainz are under a severe pressure here. They've not really got going in this game. And they've had to concede another dangerous throw-in to Werder Bremen, who have started absolutely fantastically. It's a throw-in for Augustinson to take now. But like I said, Mainz pinned back in their own half here. They're really struggling to get anything on the ball. Kieran did say Rani Khedira was an Augsburg legend in our FM save that we have. And yeah, okay. So was Adam Shalai. He loves scoring that one goal that he scored for me. So you rate Rani Khedira then? I didn't say I rated him. I just said Shalai's worse than him because Shalai is awful. Mind you, Rani Khedira is not much better, to be fair. But finally, Mainz get a little break, and then it comes to nothing because Barreiro just sliced the ball off Anisiwo's face, and it's cleared away. Yeah, Mainz have not started this game well, which is I thought they'd come out and try and win this game today, but from the opening 6.5 minutes of football, it's been very poor and very lackluster from the side at the bottom, looking to get out of that relegation battle. It's a good pass downfield by Werder Bremen, and Rashik is a little bit slow to it though, and it's going to roll all the way through to Robin Center, who's had a very good season back in the Mainz goal. Here's Niakate, the captain. There's Bell, though. And Stefan Bell, of course, didn't actually play football for a long time before this season. He's come back in. And, I mean, he's kind of solidified that Mainz back three, of course. The back three of Bell, St. Just and Niakate have been quite solid all season, of course. The only times they've really been breached are by the big clubs, of course, like Bayern Munich absolutely spanked us 5-2. Apart from that, they've been quite solid all year. And they're really good at changing the play from defence to attack as well. I mean, they can all get forward. Bell's obviously a really tall player, can be a threat in the box. Niakate has incredible long throws and incredible agility. St. Just is just absolutely quick as fuck. But we have had a chance in one of the other games. I'm just going to stop because Niakate is bounding down the left-hand side. The first time Mainz have actually come forward is with Mwene, who whips a cross in. That is an awful cross. Sorry about that, Rowan. Chance, who's it for?
It's their first chance of the game, and Hummels wins it in the midfield. Plays it to Torgan Hazard, who just runs in and around outside the box, plays it through to Marco Royce, who is onside, I think, not keeps him onside. And then he maybe does the limpest shot I've ever seen, and it just dribbles past the post. It was so close. It could have been the slowest goal we might have seen in the Bundesliga this season. But first opportunity for Dortmund, I think, definitely some, I don't know, a little bit of confidence from the side of coming off that Werder win. but a lot of misplaced passes from Chan and Bellingham. So especially Bellingham, who's been on top form recently. They had an opportunity earlier on where he simple ball to Marco Royce, and he gives it straight to Christoph Trummel with a face mask. So I'm a little bit. I feel like there's a little bit of nerves because Union are a steady side. So if they can sort of just keep a calm, level head, I think they'll be all good. But yeah, 2 opportunities for both teams so far in this game.
Would you say that Dortmund, of course, they're feeling the effects of maybe a bit of fixture congestion?
Yeah, I mean, not much. The only position we've seen rotated really is right back, and surprisingly, it's one of the biggest depths we've got with Piszczek and then More and Thomas Meunier. I'm not saying it's definitely the best depth we've got. And obviously with Thomas Delaney out, Chinese going to have to do all the work, more or less all the work in midfield when his other midfielders push up. But I think at the start of this game, that hasn't seen me, but I suppose as we get later on, we're going to see some impact subs. Ball play back, but it's cleared away well by Union. And here we go. Chan already giving away a foul in what could have been a promising attack.
Thank you very much, Rowan, of course. Hopefully we get a few more chances of the first goal very soon.
Crossed.
Yeah, but we had the first massive chance of the game here. And I say massive chance because there was a small chance for Werder Bremen about 2 or 3 minutes earlier while Rowan was talking. I didn't want to interrupt him. But it was literally a 3-on-1 from a corner on the break. Mainz had the corner. When I said earlier on what an awful cross that was, I actually took a deflection, was a corner. From resulting corner, Werder Bremen countered. It was a 3-on-1 and somehow managed to fuck it up. Barreiro did really well to recover and win the ball back. And then Mainz went down the other side of the pitch, won a corner, and from the resulting corner, it was put into the box, headed back to the corner taker, Brzezinski, who put a lovely ball in. And shitty Shalai didn't actually get a touch on the ball when it was literally, I could have scored it, I think. I could have put that into the back of the net, I think. But, you know, it's Shalai at the end of the day, of course. He is the Hungarian Messi. But massive chances. I'm going to say massive chances at both sides because Werder Bremen should have done better with that. It was literally a 3-on-1. Rashica passes it through. And I think it might have been... 1 second. It was Fulkrug, I think it was, who had the chance. Or it might have been Eggestein, actually, who had the chance. They've all got very similar trims, to be fair. They're all quite kind of similar height as well. So I think it might have been Eggestein who had the actual chance. He just miscontrolled the pass when he was literally clean through on goal. But yeah, I mean, for Mainz, they're living on the edge a little bit in this game. Nothing from Stuttgart Wolfsburg as of yet. Is Will watching a snorefest? I mean, this game started off quite well, to be fair, quite fast. You can see why these both sides are down at the bottom end of the table. It is so open, and this is why I love watching Mainz, to be fair. Oh, Kieran said VAR, no pen. What's happened there, Kieran? Sorry, I missed that.
No, it's all right. It's literally only just happened. There was some lovely play in the midfield by Florian Neuhaus. I've got to admit, Hoffenheim, very physical, not allowing Gladbach players a minute on the ball. If they've got the ball, they've got their arms round them. They're trying to add that physicality to the game. And then a breakaway by Hoffmann and Neuhaus. Some lovely tricky feet by Neuhaus entering the box. He went down under the pressure, holding his foot. It looked like there was a little bit of contact, but probably not enough to make the German midfielder go down. So VAR said no penalty and play was waved on.
Has anybody really got a foothold in that game yet?
No, not really. I think Gladbach have been the better side, and Hoffmann chips this free kick in, and it's just over the head of Thuram. But I'd say Gladbach were the better side so far, but very even. I think I'd be kind of clutching at straws if I was to say we've been better.
All right, thank you very much for that, Kieran. Hopefully we get you a goal soon enough. Rowan, another chance in your game. Seems to be all happening over here.
When the chances start coming, they're flooding this pitch all of a sudden because it was Lucas Piszczek stays up on an attack, wins the header, knocks it down to Torgan Hazard, who takes a lovely first touch, and then again outside the box, similar to how he played it through to Royce. Instead, he went for it this time, forced a great save out of Luth, and then through a ball just missed. And then on the rebound, Haaland looks to go kick it, and Friedrich sticks a foot in. Possible foul. Haaland was claiming for it. Referee immediately waved it away. But this game is slowly heating up, and don't get me wrong, Union have looked dangerous. I think that the attack of Peter Musa, Klose, Endo, and Ingvartsen have shown moments so far in this opening 15 minutes where they can go at Borussia Dortmund very easily, especially on the counter-attack, coming up against Lucas Piszczek, who is not the quickest.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's been quite an even affair so far, but it sounds like maybe Dortmund are starting to get the better of the game. But like you said, Union, they're up at the top half of the table for a reason, and at the
100%.
moment, sound like they're doing a decent job.
They're doing a very good job. I mean, they've just lost the ball in. It could be a Dortmund counter-attack. Haaland, that's a great... I mean, the referee's giving advantage. Andrich all over Haaland. Lays off to Giovanni Reina. Outside the box, forces another good save out of Luth. It's going to be a busy day for the Union goalkeeper today.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Rowan. I mean, we just had a little bit of a decent chance in this game as well. It was an Isiwo, chests it down on the edge of the area, hits it with the outside of his foot, and it flies wide and over the crossbar. It was it's one where you're right behind it and you think, oh, could that sneak into the top corner? It would have been an absolute worldie if it did end up sneaking into that top corner. But Juventus and Inter Milan have just kicked off in that game, and Tottenham have taken the lead against Southampton. Son Heung-min in the 90th minute has won them the game. KL's fist bumping because he's got Son in FPL. So I will update the banner real quick because Tottenham probably going to get their first win under Ryan Mason, and that is a massive win for them. Anything else happening in any of the other games around the world, though, we are covering tonight? Juventus have just kicked off, of course. But Mike's coming forward with Mwene. Tried the little reverse back heel pass. I'm not really a fan of that pass because it never hardly ever comes off. But it's going to be a throw-in for Mainz at the halfway line. And just to give you a little bit of perspective how this game's playing out, we've had one shot on target from each team, but Werder Bremen are massively dominating the possession, which is just how Mainz like it, to be fair. They like to sit back, soak the pressure up, and then hit people on the counter because they've got a lot of pace. I mean, I'm going to take Shalai out of that when I say pace, but the likes of Anisiwo, Boetius, Mwene, of course, Niakate, they've got a very fast plethora of players. And here they come again, but that's an awful pass. I think it was Mwene that Stefan Bell's pass into midfield. Shalai, nice little flick. And Boetius, and there's a slip on Anisiwo. He's in. Anisiwo widens the angle, takes the shot. Brilliant save. And oh my God, Adam Shalai has scored. Yes! Adam Shalai has scored. Oh my Jesus Christ. I can't quite believe it. The big lug up front has scored. Oh, he's finally done something in a Mainz shirt for the first time this season. Kieran did actually tell me earlier that he would score. I mean, it comes from his little flick. Boetius' pass, and someone ends up falling over. I think it might be Veljkovic, just falls over. Onisiwo opens the angle up, has a little shot over the outside of his foot. It's a good save by Pavlenka, but he just parries it straight out via his foot to Shalai, who, I mean, I couldn't even miss from there. And finally, Adam Shalai scores, and finally, Mainz are leading. But we did have some comments earlier on as I missed them. Christian De Bruyne says, hi, let's hope you're all doing fantastic. Well, everyone's loving it because Mainz have scored. Evening, guys. How are you all doing? Again, Daz, we're doing fantastic because Mainz have scored. Super Bundesliga. We love it. Okay, to eat your words. Rannick is worse now. He isn't. Adam Shalai still shit, but he's my shit. We had a goal as well. The goals are flying in left, right, and centre. William Pete, who scored?
So it was a goal for Wolfsburg about 4 minutes ago. My stream crashed. So when I've been trying to get it on, I've just been having it on the internet, and Schlager scored for Wolfsburg, so it's 1-0 to Wolfsburg. I'm not too sure of the goal because I didn't watch it, but from what I'm reading, it was a shot, and left-footed strike into the bottom corner. So it sounds like a pretty good goal. But yeah, Schlager with the first goal of the game. Wolfsburg take a 1-0 lead.
Thank you very much for that, Will. Of course, the goals are flying in left, right, and centre in the Bundesliga now. 2 have flown in. I say flying in left, right, and centre. If we can get goals in the other 2 games, we will be laughing. But of course, the goals, 2 coming inside a couple of minutes. Of course, the Wolfsburg goal about 4 or 5 minutes ago. I did actually see it when I went to check the other scores, and I was like, I'm just going to wait for Will just in case his stream was behind. But Mainz are winning, and Mainz are winning, and Mainz are winning, and Mainz are winning. I'm so happy that Mainz have actually taken the lead in a game. And just as I said about a minute or so earlier, putting the game into perspective, it was 38% possession to Mainz. It's exactly how they like to play the game. Soak up the pressure, hit them on the counter, and that is exactly what they did. I mean, they got a little bit fortunate in the slip from, I think it was Veljkovic, but for Mainz, it's a massive goal. I said if they win, they've got 4 massive fixtures coming up against the big sides, which honestly, not confident about us getting anything from them. So we need to pick up something tonight, whether it be a point or 3 points at least. We need to pick something up from these games, from these types of games. We've got 2 relatively get easy games against the teams around us that we need to pick points up against, of course. This one against Werder Bremen and the one that got postponed last week. At the weekend against Hertha Berlin. If we can get 6 points or maybe 4 points from those two games, I'm confident that we can stay up, because I can't see the other teams picking up said points, of course, because Mainz are brilliant. But a great start to this game, and it's been very fast-paced, and it's been a very good start for both sides, I'd say. Even though Wolfsburg are losing and are 1-0 down, it's been a decent start for them. And, I mean, if they keep it up and they keep going, they could potentially, get back into this game relatively easily, because, like I said, these two teams, they're so open at the back and so open in the midfield. They pretty much might as well not have a midfield, even though they've got 3 men each in that midfield. There's pretty much a massive gap where the teams can get at each other. And, I mean, it's whoever wins that battle will win this game. And at the moment, Mainz are taking advantage of that and have the lead on the night through Adam Shalai, the sexy man. I do rate St. Just. 3 to 4 years when he played in Feyenoord, blazing fast for a centre-back. Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic. He's so fast, of course. And I think that the 3 at the back benefits him a lot, because it allows him to come forward a bit as well. But we have had another chance. Kieran, it sounds like it's all heating up in your game now.
Yeah, unfortunately not for Gladbach. It was a Hoffenheim chance. And it was some nice intricate play on the edge of the box after the cross got cleared. It was Baumgartner who was gearing to shoot once or twice, ended up backheeling it to Skov, had a strike towards goal, took a major deflection which lofted it. It looked like it was looping into the top corner. But the world's best number 2, Tobias Sippel, got his hands on it and tipped it over the crossbar.
Sounds like Hoffenheim have started very well.
They have, to be honest with you, mate, I think it's been a very even game. I can't really tell you, but what a lovely long pass that is by Tobias Sippel, the goal kick, and Grilic has missed it. It's Thuram on the left-hand side. He's cut inside, and I'm sorry for trying to make that more exciting. I thought there was going to be a chance at the end of it. There is Ben Sabani shoots, and that is years wide.
But are you happy that Shalai scored?
I am absolutely buzzed. I told you earlier today, and you all laughed at me. Well, you're not laughing now, are you?
Because it's Shalai and he's shit. But he scored. Thank you very much for that, Kieran. Hopefully we can get you a goal soon as well. And hopefully it's for Gladbach so we can celebrate together. Because my team's winning. Wolfsburg are winning. Rowan needs a goal for Dortmund. And Kieran needs a goal for Gladbach to make it a fantastic night. Tottenham have won as well. They've won 2-1. That has been confirmed, of course. Rotherham, unfortunately for Josh, are losing 2-1. They're going to be losing yet again for the 3rd time in a row. And it was a penalty from Hyun-Min Son that gave Tottenham that 2-1 win in the end, of course, for Kieran's FPL. I actually took Son out a few weeks ago. What a prat I am. But yeah, Mainz now getting their foot on the ball a little bit. Like I said, slow down the pace of the game, try to soak up that pressure again, and then, well, I say that, they've just given the ball away, but that is an awful pass forward by Werder Bremen, and Niakate can come into midfield with it. Out to Mwene, back to Niakate. There is so much space in this game for both teams, and it's just a compliment to Mainz at the moment that they are exploiting that space that's been allowed to them. And like sorry about Will. Freiburg were meant to play today as well, but their game was postponed because Hertha Berlin have got stinky Rona. So yeah, it happened to Mainz at the weekend as well. Their game got postponed. And there's going to be a lot of... it's a big night for a lot of teams tonight. It's a big night for Dortmund because they're chasing that Champions League spot. Obviously, that massive win at the weekend helped them. Big night for Gladbach as well. They're chasing Europe. It's a massive night for Wolfsburg. They could probably secure UCL. And it's a big night for either Werder Bremen and Mainz. Probably Mainz a little bit more because Werder Bremen probably a little bit more fortunate to be where they are. But for Mainz, of course, need a win tonight. But yeah, massive ramifications all over the Bundesliga table, from relegation to European success. I can see him typing, have Gladbach scored, Kieran?
It is 1-0 to Gladbach, and it comes from a defensive mistake. It's a long ball over the top, and Stefan Posch attempts to clear it, and he just ends up through balling Marcus Thuram. I think Marcus Thuram's made the wrong decision by doing a Ronaldo chop, but the deflection from the Ronaldo chop finds its way to Alassane Player, who wrong foots Baumann, and his left-footed strike goes into the bottom right-hand corner. And this shirt was worth it, boys. Come on.
Yeah, fair play to Gladbach. Thank you very much, Karen. I can see you're absolutely buzzing with that. But Will, you said you've got a penalty to Stuttgart.
I have it, yeah. It's a penalty, mate. And the way it's come about, the ball was booed at the field. I don't know why I'm finding it so funny, but like John Brooks, he knocks out a player. He's hit him straight on the arm, and it's clearly a handball. And he just lofts it, like boots the ball away, and then all the players run to the referee like, "What is going on?" How is that not a penalty? Anyway, the referee ends up giving it, and there's also a VAR check. John Brooks is still saying it's not a penalty, but it's clearly his arm. Just the way he smacks it out of play, tries to get away with it, but it's hit his arm, and it's going to be a penalty to Stuttgart. And I think that Forster's going to take it. So this is a big chance here for Stuttgart to get an equaliser. I think Wolfsburg have been the better side, definitely. Stuttgart have had more possession, but they've kind of been defending majority of the game. But the referee's still VAR check. If you want to go to somebody else.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Rowan in because, Rowan, you said penalty to Dortmund as well.
We're also getting a VAR check as well. For me, Hazard plays through Royce. Royce lets it go through his own legs. It was nice. He taps his past Luth. And Luth, he does make contact later with Royce. But Royce is already falling. But he's put his arms out like he's going to go, like, do you know when you're falling? But a player's going to get straight back up. But then Luth's made the connection to Royce. So it is given us a penalty.
Oh, wow.
No way. Castile saves it. And on the rebound, it's an open goal.
Sorry.
It's an open goal on the rebound, and he skies it from about 7 yards. Put it over the bar. Can't believe it.
Well, from a missed penalty at one end.
How has he not scored? Sorry, mate.
Sorry, from a missed penalty at one end to Dortmund missing a penalty, then I'm guessing scoring the rebound, Rowan?
Yeah, Haaland puts the shot and Luth dives the right way. Haaland then on the rebound puts it straight into I'm just going to rewatch here. Haaland steps up, takes the penalty, Luth saves, fumbles it. Haaland then on the rebound goes under Luth. It's took a major deflection, and Marco Royce, the man who won the penalty, gambles on it first, and it's a calamity. It's probably it's not the best goal Marco Royce is ever going to score in his career, but it's in the back of the net, and Dortmund are somehow 1-0 up.
Well, thank you very much for that, boys. Drama. Absolute drama. Oh my God, that was so close to going in. Milot Rashica from about 30 yards on the free kick absolutely wellies it with the outside of his foot. Oh my Jesus Christ, what a chance. And it's like probably about an inch or two, maybe 3, above Zentner's net. But back to the bloody games, boys. Everybody's got a bloody goal. We're loving it. The Bundesliga, best league in the... Oh, I thought that was a penalty. No, it's not a penalty, lads. Well, I'm going to bring you back in just to talk about it because I don't really think we got to talk about it. So, how bad was the miss?
Terrible, mate. Absolutely terrible. So the penalty itself was shocking. An easy save for the keeper, and the rebound comes straight back to him. He comes on like the half volley almost. He lets it just bounce before he shoots, but he should get over it more. He kind of leans back and it just goes over the bar. Like it's an open goal. The keeper is on the ground because he just saved the penalty. And somehow, I've no idea how he puts it over the crossbar. It's a golden opportunity for Stuttgart. The penalty was terrible. But he had a chance to redeem himself, but it looks even sillier the way he missed that rebound. I couldn't believe he missed it. And Wolfsburg survive. And John Brooks spared the bushes. And that's a goal. It's a goal. It's Wolfsburg out of nothing. Out of absolutely nothing. They're just working on the right hand side. I think it's crossed in. It might be Baku. Mate. It might have crossed his ball in.
Oh, fucking sexy man.
Let me just double check because the game it just kind of happened so quickly. The ball was whipped in. He was terrible defending, but it's a brilliant cross into the middle. And Wout Weghorst heads it in. Well, it's gone through the keeper's legs, to be honest. But the ball's whipped in. It's not really Baku, mate, actually.
Oh.
It's Breckler that's put the ball into the box. And a fantastic header there from Weghorst through the keeper's legs. Powerful diving header. 2-0 Wolfsburg inside the first 30 minutes. So Stuttgart, they could have levelled it with that penalty and that penalty rebound, but instead they find themselves 2-0 down. And that's what happens when you don't take your chances.
Well, thank you very much for that. It just seems to be going bad to worse for Stuttgart. Thank you very much for that, Will. Rowan, you said you had a chance just as everything's happening.
Yeah, seemingly, whenever Will's got something, my game happens, and it possibly should be 1-1. I think it was Ingvartsen played a nice ball in behind Peter Musa, who's practically one-on-one with Marwin hits, and he falls while he's taking the shot. An absolute blizz wide. He is offside, but it was a prime opportunity for Union to get back into this game. Peter Musa just narrowly missing. But Union have moments. They really do have moments. If they could finish them, this game, we're on for a cracker of a game.
Yeah, of course. I probably think Dortmund need another 1 or maybe 2 to be a little bit more comfortable in that game, because we've seen Union this year get decent draws with the likes of course, Bayern Munich a week ago, Leverkusen a couple of months ago. Decent draws for them, of course. They're very high up in the table, and we will look at the table at half-time for the ramifications of these games. But Union Berlin, they're there for a reason, like we said earlier, and it seems to me like they're giving Dortmund a decent game in a bit where they do find themselves 1-0 down, of course.
Yeah, the energy of them wingers of Endo and Ingvartsen. Endo more than the others. You just sit here, he's just won a free kick.
Sorry, I dropped a spoon.
I was like, we're drawing balls from a cup draw. It's a good ball in. But yeah, Endo, his energy down the pitch, 3 Dortmund players had to surround him, but it's a great counter-attack opportunity. Hazard, Royce plays it through to Hazard, and Hazard then plays a poor ball back to midfield. It's still a Dortmund. Hazard, ball over the top, cleared away by face mask. Phantom of the Opera, Christoph Trimmel.
Tubbs did say, please really relay this message to Rod. If Haaland scores, can you please sing the Haaland song?
Sure. He's not gonna. I genuinely don't think he'll score today, but if he does, sure.
Right, thank you very much for that, Rowan. But Kieran, you said massive chance.
Unbelievable chance. It should be 1-1. And Hoffenheim, it's a ball just on the edge of the box, and Elvedi goes to swipe it clear, but Bibu gets there first and knocks it past him. So he's past Elvedi. He's 1-on-1 with Sippel. He goes to the opposite corner. I think it's going to nestle in the corner. It hits the post on the outside and goes out for a throw into Gladbach. Massive let-off as Bibu wastes Hoffenheim's biggest chance of the game.
Wow, it seems to be all hotted up at once. That's a fantastic save by Robin Zentner. Sexy Zentner. Thank you very much for that, Kieran. But yeah, as the boys were talking, I didn't really want to cut anybody out. There was a massive chance for Mainz. Onisiwo goes through 1-on-1. He takes it a little bit wide with a dodgy touch, and he ends up hitting it straight at the goalkeeper. That was about 3 or 4 minutes ago. And that chance there, I think it was Fulkrug who finds himself free in the box on the right-hand side, takes a shot, and the ball actually ends up under Zentner. I don't know how it's got under his body, but it just nestles under his body and manages to keep it. But there's a chance for Wolfsburg, and it's Eggestein. It's over the top of the crossbar. But Wolfsburg? Werder Bremen. Sorry. Werder Bremen are... They're playing very well. They're playing some nice stuff, of course. And everything's happening at once. I'm losing my words. Kyle summed it up massively. I love these goal shows. It's great entertainment. And, of course, whenever it's Bundesliga, there seems to be a lot of action. The best league this season by far. But speaking of other leagues, Spezia have taken the lead against Inter Milan. It is 1-0 to the Italians. And it was Farias who scored for Spezia against Inter Milan, of course. Probably a little coupon buster there at the moment if you had Inter Milan on your coupon, of course. A lot of time to go. But I put a goal scorers bet on tonight, and none of them have scored so far because Freddie Ladapo didn't score earlier on. I should have put Shalai on my goal scorers bet, shouldn't I? But 32 minutes into this game, it feels like it's been about 10 minutes watching this game tonight. It seems to have gone so quickly. And Tubbs says Bundesliga is the best league in the world. I agree with you. It is so entertaining to watch. There are twists and turns around every corner, of course. I've got Stuttgart. Take today, Stuttgart were possibly seconds away from equalising. End up going down 2-0, just as we're talking about the penalty miss. Gladbach, of course, find themselves in front. Dortmund find themselves in front. Mainz are in front through shitty Shalai. But Werder Bremen do have a chance to come forward. That's a good pass by Sargent out to Augustinson. Faced up against Brzezinski. Goes back into midfield. Eggestein tries a 1-2 with Sargent. It's blasted away by Mainz, of course, who, like I said, soaking up the pressure and living on the edge right now. That's got to be a foul, surely. Yeah, it is a foul on Brzezinski by Augustinson. And I see Werder Bremen favouring that left-hand side a little bit, of course, getting at Brzezinski. He's not the quickest. He is getting on a little bit, but you know, he can whip a hell of a ball in, can Daniel Brzezinski. So hopefully his deliveries are a little bit better than they were last time out, of course, because some horrific deliveries in the last game, of course, but managed to win that game 3-2, of course. A last-minute winner by Leandro Barreiro, who's on the pitch tonight. Started very slowly. To be fair, he's not been involved in the game much. I wouldn't say any midfield player in this game has been involved much. It's very much been whack it forward and chase the ball, to be fair. But that's a free kick won by Onisiwo for a foul by Movold. And that's going to be a free kick right on the halfway line for Mainz, who, again, living on the edge and whacking it upfield, soaking the pressure up. But we do have another chance. And Rowan, it's you again. I feel like I might as well just keep you in here.
Should be 2-0. Giovanni Reina does absolutely lovely. Runs through two Union players, plays it off to Haaland, and Haaland cannot find the back of the net seemingly recently. It puts it straight at Luth, saved, and then Bellingham's rebound shot blazes over the crossbar. But Erling Haaland cannot put the ball in the back of the net. I will refrain from saying anything else. He cannot put the ball in the back of the net. That's a chance earlier on in this season and at the back end of last season, Erling Haaland would have put away with no ease, but he's just hit it straight at Luth. Something's wrong with the man.
Oh, thank you very much, Rowan. Obviously, Haaland not scoring many goals today. Can't get his goal. Stuttgart, Wolfsburg. Will, you said there's been a chance. Who's that chance for?
Yeah, a chance for Stuttgart, man. To be honest, I don't know how they've not scored this one as well. Another massive opportunity. So Forster comes down the right-hand side. He plays in Koulibaly, the left midfielder, and I don't know where Ruslan is. He's way out of position. Koulibaly's pretty much one-on-one with Castells. He hits it across the keeper. It's a really good save with Castells. He uses his left foot to save it. And Kalajdzic, the striker, he almost gets on the end of it, but just out of reach. But a massive chance for Stuttgart. I thought Koulibaly should have put the first chance away. The rebound would have been a bonus, but it never managed to get to the striker. So, yeah, still 2-0 to Wolfsburg. But with the way Stuttgart are playing, if they'd have took their chances, this would have been a much closer game. And they're still not out of it because they're coming forward with a lot of good attacking variety. They're going down the wings. So they've got some pace down the middle. So, Stuttgart are looking pretty good. They've just got to take their opportunities when they're given them.
Yeah, it sounds like you're watching quite an entertaining game, to be honest.
It is very end-to-end. Both teams' defences are struggling quite a bit. So, yeah, there's been quite an opportunity for both sides. So, yeah, it's been a pretty entertaining game, to be honest.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Hopefully we can get some more goals in that game. You've got 2 already, but bloody hell. Anyway, boys, the goals are flying in. The chances are flying in. It's Bundesliga. It's midweek. We're absolutely loving it. Everyone's morale's high because Adam Shalai scored. But that is an awful touch by Anisi. That's going to have to play for a throw into Werder Bremen. And 36 minutes in, like I said, we'll look at the halftime table. I'll get the table up at halftime. We'll have a look at the ramifications. We'll talk through it with the boys. We'll talk a little bit about the Bundesliga, of course, because we've got to fill that 15 minutes gap. And I have got a Watchalong advert. Josh sent me it with audio, but the audio actually doesn't work. So I'm going to have to talk over the top of it. Or we might try and get the boys to talk over the top of it like we did last time, of course. But we'll have to see. But yeah, 37 minutes into this game. I can't see there being much added time. That's a loose ball in midfield. And why did Shalai leave it? Brzezinski passes it to him and Shalai just leaves it. But fought back well by St. Just. Not a good ball forward by the Dutch international. He's battling for it again in there. It's headed forward by Augustinsson. Nice takedown by Rashika. But Stefan Bell's done well to get there. But it takes every touch out of play for a throw-in. And like I said, this has been a very, very even tie in terms of the chances. Of course, both teams having 4 shots. Mainz having 3 on target. But some of the shots on target were a little bit tame from Anisiwo. And the goal came through Adam Shalai, of course. Adam Shalai is he's been slandered on this channel many times before by me, but I won't slander him for that goal. But Barreiro nicks it well in the midfield and might come forward with Boitius. A good pass to Karim Anisiwo. He's on the right against. He's still got the ball. Whips it back. Barreiro hits it. What a save! What a save by the goalkeeper Pavlenka. Barreiro kind of hits it into the ground on the volley, and it's curling as he's hit it on the volley. It's an absolutely fantastic save by Pavlenka. Down to his right. It's a really, really difficult one to judge. It's a brilliant pass back from Anisiwo. And he kind of hits it with his standing leg as he goes to volley it. Doesn't catch it. And Pavlenka has to dive and revert his... it's just gone inches past the post, that. What a chance for Mainz. But the corner comes in. There's a header in there. Falls to Juanito, back six, shoots! And it's just a couple inches wide again. 2 massive chances for Mainz. Speaking of chances, Kieran, Borussia Mönchengladbach, have they had another one?
No, it's Hoffenheim again, and this time it was all of Gladbach's own doing. They passed it back to Sippel. Sippel dawdled, and as he went to clear it, it was a sliding tackle from Baumgartner, which got the ball completely. Sippel goes down rolling in pain, but it's definitely a good tackle. And then it's Skov who's sliding in front of Elvedi. He only has to put it in an open net, but luckily for me, it hits the side netting. But really bad warning sign when from Hoffenheim there that Gladbach need to be careful when they're playing it round the back.
Have Hoffenheim been the better side since the goal's gone in?
I think so. I think the thing is, some of the chances have been like glaringly obvious, like the BB one, which hit the post, but mostly what they've been doing, which to my surprise, is whipping a lot of crosses into the box, and that's not proven dividends so far for Hoffenheim. But when they've had the ball on the deck, they've been quite an impressive team to watch. They do like to have a lot of possession. They've been very physical, but it's still Gladbach with the 1-0 lead. But Hoffenheim by no means deserve to be 1-0 down.
Do you think another goal makes it a little bit more comfortable for Gladbach, and do you think that they could kind of see off Hoffenheim a little bit if they got that second?
Oh, definitely. As cliched football sayings, the next goal is extremely important, as it always is. But I think in terms of the way that Hoffenheim have been an absolute nuisance in this game, and I think that's probably the best way to describe them, they're just constantly in and around the Gladbach players. If we could get a second, it does rest the nerves ever so slightly with if we take that into the second half.
Thank you very much for that, Kieran, of course. But there was another goal elsewhere. Parma actually took lead against Juventus. So, the Super League giants in Inter Milan and Juventus actually losing to Spezia and Parma. Who'd have thought? 40 minutes in, can't be that far away from half time, of course. I can't see there being much added time. We'll have a look at the table. I'll get the live table up. We'll have a look through that because, massive ramifications, all these games. The likes of Dortmund and Gladbach fighting for Champions League spots and Europa League spots. Mainz fighting for relegation, fighting to get away from relegation. Union Berlin fighting for the spots for Europe as well. Hoffenheim kind of just in the middle of the pack doing fuck all. Stuttgart obviously just a few points behind the likes of Union Berlin and Gladbach, and then Werder Bremen, of course, could be dragged back into that relegation race tonight, which they just narrowly escaped last season through the playoff. But Mainz, just like Kieran said, a second goal, the next goal is massive in his game. The next goal in this game is massive, I think, as well, because if Bremen get it, all the momentum's with them. They can start to use that possession to dominate the game and get on Mainz. And of course, when the first one goes in with Mainz, it's like buses. That two come at once. It happened against who the bloody hell did we play? Who did we play? Cologne. It happened against Cologne, and it probably will happen tonight as well. But Rangers have taken lead against St Johnstone as well. For any of the Scottish fans, I know we have quite a few of them on the channel. Any of you are in here, Rangers have taken lead. It's a good ball into the box zone. Gebre Selassie actually rose highest. It's been given as a foul by the referee on, I think it was Niakate that Gebre Selassie was jumping against. Yeah. So with 3 minutes left, it's a definite foul. I mean, Fulkrug's just taken a knee to the head, which is a very nasty one, to be honest. Not intentional at all. He's taken a knee to the head, the Werder Bremen striker. And generally, I couldn't pick a better side in this game because the two evenly matched sides coming into this game, of course, were very similar setup. Of course, they match each other in formation. They've matched each other in shots, match each other in play styles a little bit. Both like to soak up pressure, but one team was always going to go out there and try and dominate the game and try and get on the front foot. And so far, it's been Werder Bremen, but they're paying for it because it's exactly how Mainz like to play. And Anisiwo's got himself into the box, tries a cross. Blocked by the defender. Still with an Anisiwo though. Here's Boetius. Back to Barrero. So Mwene actually tries to flick a ball to Shala, who's not on the same wavelength. And you know what? I'll let him off because he scored the goal. Decent cross by Mwene though, but Shala not on the same wavelength as the left back, right wing back, wherever the bloody hell he plays. Left wing back he is his left wing back. Wasn't on the same page as the left wing back, and it just flies out of play for a goal kick to Werder Bremen. with about 2 minutes left on the clock. If Werder Bremen were to score before half-time, I think it probably would be fair. They have had their chances. Zentner made a decent save earlier on. They've dominated possession. They've dominated the game. But at the moment, Schalai's goal separates these two sides and is giving Mainz a massive 3 points in the Bundesliga table. But that is a fantastic ball forward. Füllkrug's in the box, takes it down. Rashica shoots, it takes a deflection, and it's forced a really good save out of Robin Zentner. But I heard the cheer, Kieran. What's happened?
It's 2-0 to Gladbach, and for me, it's completely against the run of play. It's actually came from a corner that Hoffenheim had, and it was cleared, and they were trying to build out from the back. Grilic tried to prod through Skov, then Sabani intercepts. Plier then drives through the middle, just to about 25 yards out. He passes it to his French compatriot, Thuram. A quick step over, past Posh, drills it across the box. Sessegnon is a bit late to react. Lazaro gets a good run across the English fullback and just prods it past a despaired Baumann. It's a lovely drilled cross, and it's 2-0 to Gladbach. Massive goal. And to be honest with you, is it a deserved 2-0 lead? Probably not. Do I care? Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep you in because Werder Bremen have just scored. It's an absolute calamity. I've just praised Robin Zentner. Now, I can't tell if the ball's been kicked out of his hands. It's a corner that comes, it's a brilliant header. He catches it, he drops it. I don't think he's got control of the ball. Barrero goes to clear it, cannons off someone and goes into the back of the net. But for all Mainz's good work, they are 1-0. Thank you very much, Kieran. At least your team is still winning. But more importantly, and for me as a Man United fan, Aston Villa are winning already against Manchester City. It's 1-0 to Villa. I'm just going to tell you who scored the goal. It was John McGinn in the first minute. Massive, come on Villa. We love the villains. Both games are at half-time. But this goal for Werder Bremen is being checked. Now, I don't think at any point Robin Zentner has two clear hands on this football. I can't see it, to be perfectly honest. I don't think at any point he has two clear hands on the football. He's got it under control. So for me, this is probably going to be a goal for Werder Bremen. I'm not going to update the thing yet because it's still going to VAR, and you know what VAR are like. They might disallow it. Fingers crossed. But for me, there's no point where Robin Zentner has control of the ball. Maybe after he catches it and Movold kind of collides with him a little bit. What's happened? The referee says... Has the goal been given? Has the goal been given? It's Josh Sargent who it cannons back off. What I was trying to say there, I'm too busy trying to focus on if Zentner has control of this ball or not. It is an absolute calamity of a mistake by Robin Zentner. And it is a goal, it's 1-1, and unfortunately... Wait, what? Well, it's come up on the VAR saying no goal foul. The scoreline's still showing... Oh, it's not counted. Come on, it's not counted. Come on. And Anicio slides it into the box. And it's a corner to Mainz right at the end of the half. But come on, it's not counted. Up the VAR. We love it. It's been actually given as a foul on Robin Zentner. I think it was Movold who actually connected with Robin Zentner just as he was going to pick the ball up. So it's been given as a foul. It's not been deemed when Robin Zentner didn't have control of the ball. It's been deemed a foul, meaning he couldn't get control of the ball, is what I'm trying to say. At least I think anyway. So Spurs just got lucky, Tub said. Kyle said, I know it will happen, but imagine City lost all their games, Man United won all their games, and they won the league. Balls into the back post. Oh, headed away. Cleared away as well. And Rashica, he's absolutely dancing his way past a few Mainz players. Brilliant footing by Boetius there. But Rashica still does have the ball. And we're 2 minutes into added time. Of course, VAR, we're going to have to add a few minutes on because of the VAR incident right at the end of the half. I think Werder Bremen are very, very unlucky to not be level in this game. But as it stands, it's still 1-0. I'll bring the boys in as soon as this game goes to half-time. Bell absolutely whacks it in the air. It's not really a good clearance. Sargent's onto it. Boetius is there. Schalai on the edge of his own box clears it, and there's a clash of heads between, I think it's Barrero and Josh Sargent who have clashed heads, and the treatment teams are going to have to come on. So I might as well bring everybody in. I won't bring Milling because I know he's gone for his tea. I'll bring the boys in to talk about their games at halftime, just as my game goes. So, Rowan, Kieran, of course, you're at halftime. Both your teams are winning. We'll start with you, Rowan. Dortmund 1-0 up. It's been a very decent arse football, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the chances have happened. I think Marwin Hicks hasn't been tested, but Union look energetic. On the other side, Haaland, I don't know what is going on with Erling Haaland. Something is amiss, though. But the captain's stepping up when you needed him to. He wins the penalty. He pokes on the rebound, and Dortmund are winning, but it's not convincing. Union could very easily get back into this game, and I could see it happen. I think one thing I do like Lucas Piszczek, a man who obviously I think he's retired. I think he's either retiring at the end of the season, isn't it? I wish he wasn't, because he's genuinely been one of the best players on the pitch today. Hopefully he's our starting right back for the rest of the season. Mara, very inconsistent, Matteo Mara. There's some games where he will have a good game and some games where he'll have a bad game. Then Thomas Munier will just he's an absolute stinker. But yeah, Piszczek, he's done really well today, being all around the pitch, trying to win the ball back, trying to create stuff going. Is the reason that Thorgan Hazard got the ball to Royce for the penalty originally. So yeah, good. Not the best half in terms of one team's dominating, but just a nice little energetic, fun game.
Yeah, and Kieran, your game, 2-0 Gladbach, you must be buzzing with that.
I'm absolutely delighted, especially considering the results last night with Leverkusen losing to a tough team like Bayern Munich, but a loss is a loss. And as Rowan stated, it's not comfortable. The scoreline suggests this game's quite comfortable, but I'd actually argue that Hoffenheim would have been worthy of going in level or even 1-0 down. I think they've dominated the possession. They do some decent build-up. They're utilising the wings, but when they put crosses into the box, there's not a man in there, where you expect Kramaric to be in there winning headers. He's not been so far. There's been a few shots from the edge of the box, which have caused a few problems. The real problems have come from Gladbach's own making, with Tobias Sippel spending far too much time trying to clear the ball, and it got slid out of his grasp. But besides that, I think when we've been on the counter-attack, we have been extremely clinical. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. You cannot complain if you're Gladbach, and it keeps us in the hunt.
Yeah, and it's exactly the type of game you wanted, because Hoffenheim, a very tricky fixture. It could have been a potential banana skin for Gladbach. Both teams doing what they needed to do tonight in Dortmund and Gladbach. But we'll have a look at the table and we'll talk about the ramifications of this game. Now, let me just see if it's actually updated on the thing. It has. So I've got from 1st to 17th because, of course, Schalke have been relegated. They will be finishing bottom. I've just realised the points are on there, which I now look like a bit of a twat. Are they on there? Oh, yeah, the points are next to the games. They are on there. So as it stands, Bayern Munich would be top, 10 points clear of second place. Leipzig, of course, taking that shock loss to Cologne yesterday. Wolfsburg would only be 4 points behind them. For me, I think if Wolfsburg win tonight, it probably confirms their Champions League space. Maybe not, because they're only 5 points in front of Dortmund, but they've still got to play the likes of Mainz and a few other teams down there. So Frankfurt as well, 4th place. They've been dragged back into it. Of course, got a decent win yesterday. Dortmund putting themselves up for Champions League again. Leverkusen are still in with a shout. Gladbach giving themselves half a shout, but I'm pretty sure they'd just be happy with getting to the Europa League. Union Berlin, of course, losing today. Freiburg not playing. Stuttgart losing. Augsburg, Hoffenheim losing today. Mainz up into 13th, and I think if we win today, we should be safe going into those last 5 games of the season. Werder Bremen, of course, being dragged back into that relegation race. Arminia Bielefeld, Hertha Berlin and Cologne. Hertha Berlin and Cologne both on 26 points. Hertha Berlin do have 2 games in hand. But boys, of course, I'll start with you, Rowan. Can Dortmund breach into that top 4?
If we're looking at fixtures, no. I think Dortmund have got a very tough run compared to Frankfurt. For me, it all comes down to probably next week's game, Frankfurt against Bayer Leverkusen. If Leverkusen can take points off Frankfurt, and if Dortmund can win all the games, there is definitely a chance in Rhine Frankfurt. But Dortmund have got a tough run. If I'm right, they've got Leipzig in now, and obviously Leipzig are not the easiest team. I know they obviously lost to the mighty Cologne, but I don't think it's going to happen this season. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it will, but I'd be bloody ecstatic. But I think Frankfurt, I think they'll edge it out. I think they'll get them wins that they need.
Kieran, of course, it was all looking kind of doom and gloom for Gladbach about a month or 2 ago. when Marco Rose, of course, was announced to be the next Dortmund manager. Kind of took a massive dip in form. But come the turn of probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it seems to be lad back and they're back on the up again, the upwards curve.
Yeah, as much as we mocked it when I did the watch along, I remember us having a laugh and joke beforehand. Facing Schalke came at the perfect time for Gladbach. We were on a massive slump, and unfortunately, it came at the expense of a franchise not a franchise team. God no, don't say that this week. A team such as Schalke with like so much history. But that's the thing, we got that, and then since then we've looked a very talented team. I think we're like unbeaten in 5 or something like that. So we have been on the upwards trajectory. A bit like Rowan said, it does base a little bit on run-ins. We still have to play Bayern Munich, of course, but besides that, Armenia, Werder, they're fighting for their lives. There's no guaranteed points in this league. And similar to that, Leverkusen, I think, arguably have the toughest running of the teams, having to come up against Union, Dortmund and Frankfurt, including Bayern. If we're going to get into, I'm just going to say Europa League for now, because there's no chance we're making the top 4. So I think we'll get it at the expense of Leverkusen. And it'll be 2 years in a row where we've knocked Leverkusen out of a competition in Europe that we want to be in instead. And that'll be great. So I think we'll get there, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, Will, you're back in with us. We didn't get to talk about Stuttgart-Wolfsburg. It's 2-0 to Wolfsburg at half-time. Stuttgart have had their chances, but just sum up the first half for us, lad.
Crazy first half, mate. Like, tons of chances for both teams. Really were an end-to-end game. I think with it being 2-0 Wolfsburg, I don't think it's fair on Stuttgart because they've had that many chances. But, one team took the chances, the other team hasn't. Obviously, Wolfsburg took the lead early on. I missed the goal because my stream crashed, but it was Schlager with the goal. And then the second goal was a header from Fruitvegas, fantastic header straight through the keeper's legs. But that goal came after a missed penalty from Stuttgart, and the rebound was also blazed over the crossbar when it was an open goal. And I still have no idea how he missed that. A professional footballer should not be missing that. You can say, the defender put pressure on him and closed him down, and the ball might have come back to him a bit quickly, but there's no way he should be missing that. And also, Koulibaly, the wingers, looked pretty lively for Stuttgart. He missed a one-on-one chance. But yeah, there's been loads and loads of chances. Stuttgart are not out of the game yet just because they've looked so good going forward. But I did predict 3-0 Wolfsburg, so my prediction's not too far off, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the second half.
Sounds like it's been a very, very decent game. Now, lads, I've got one of 2 questions to ask you now. Do you think asking who the Bundesliga Player of the Year is, do you think it's a little bit too obvious?
Yeah, I think there's shouts. Like, Weghorst can be sort of claimed in terms of, it's got to be Lewandowski, but Weghorst is up there, Andre Silva.
Right. Well, in that case, we'll go for our own clubs and we'll say who the Player of the Year has been for our own clubs, of course. Will, you're a Freiburg fan. Kieran's a Gladbach fan. Rowan is a Dortmund fan. I am a Mainz fan, of course. So I don't actually know who's probably got the toughest job here. Maybe me, because, I mean, there's not been a lot of Mainz players that have actually been good this year. So we'll start with Rowan. Dortmund, 5th in the league. Who's been your best? I think it is very obvious, to be honest, but, I'll ask you anyway.
Yeah, as much as his form's dipped recently, you can't look past Erling Haaland. There's a reason that he's moving in the summer. There's a reason he scores so many goals, and regardless, take out his recent form, he is the best player Dortmund have got in their books right now. Again, if Jadon Sancho didn't get injured, I would have said Jadon Sancho, who is obviously back on the bench, but you can't look. I probably had the easiest choice. You can't look past Erling Haaland in this Dortmund side.
Kieran?
You have a tough job, admittedly, but I think it's more the case that everyone in this team is average in terms of the way they've played this season, because we've had ups and we've had downs, we've had poor patches, we've been unbelievable like at the start of 2021. But if I could choose one, I could go, my heart and say Florian Neuhaus, just because I love the midfield. I think he's so talented. But if I go based on production and clutch moments, I'm going with Jonas Hoffmann. The man has pitched in with assists and goals this season. And for me, without him, we'd be in a lot worse position. I think Stindl's up there. Elvedi and Ginter are decent centre-halves that are up there. I think Liner's always reasonably consistent. It's really difficult, but I'm going to go with Jonas Hoffmann.
Will, I don't know how much Freiburg you've watched this season. I know you've watched games here and there. It's probably going to be another tough task for you to pick a player out. But if you could pick one out, who are you going with?
Yeah, I've not watched a lot of games. I've watched a few games here and there, but I've followed them quite briefly. But it's tough. There's a few players. I mean, Grifo's always up there. He's probably the best player in the squad in terms of pure quality. He's had quite a few goals and assists. But I'm gonna go with Christian Gunter, the left back, because he's not only a solid left back, but he's also a set piece taker for him. Last few games he's come in really clutch. He's scored a few goals here and then, and I think he's got a couple of assists as well. He played really against Schalke in the 4-0 win. And I think Christian Gunter, I think, has been a fantastic player, and I could really see him. He's 28. He's kind of in the prime of his career right now. So I think, maybe a move elsewhere. He's not off the table for Gunter. I think he could be a solid asset to a team that's competing in Europe, because he's, like I say, he's got the quality of bombing down the left hand side of the left back and whipping the ball in. So I think he's been a brilliant player this season for Freiburg. Obviously, Holler has also been pretty good for Freiburg, and Santa Maria is always solid in the midfield. And obviously, your boy Roland Salai, he's also had his moments this season. But there's been a few players here, but I'd probably go with Christian Gunter overall.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been thinking while you guys have been saying yours, I have absolutely no idea who to pick, because, to be honest, they've all been fairly average all season. Come the turn of the year, they've all massively stepped up. I'm not going to lie. Now, honourable mention goes out to Danny Da Costa, who's been absolutely brilliant since he's come in. Leandro Barrero, another honourable mention, but I am going to go for Onisivo. Now, he doesn't score all the goals, but he absolutely runs his heart out. And, he has scored a few important goals this season. And I mean, it is very tough to pick the best player in a Mainz team that don't score a lot of goals. So, I mean, I want to say Onisivo, but I think Niakate as well has been really good this year. Like I said, it is such a difficult situation because it's such a struggling Mainz team. And to be fair, there's not really been an outstanding performer. But, I'm going to say Onisivo. Why not? Bloody I should get it, shouldn't I? For being shit.
I think Robert Glatzel's been robbed there, to be honest.
Robert Glatzel's been class. I mean, it'd just be good if he actually got on pitch. But we did have some goals while you guys were talking about your thing. Juventus and Inter Milan did end up equalising in the end. Aston Villa is still winning 1-0. The title race is thoroughly back on for Manchester United. But second half of these games coming up shortly, lads. What are we thinking for the second half? Will, I'll start with you. 2-0 up at Wolfsburg. You said probably don't deserve it. Does Stuttgart need to change in the second half to try to get their way back into this game?
No, Stuttgart just need to play the way they did in the first half. I mean, maybe tighten up at the back of it. They've had a few too many opportunities, Wolfsburg, going forward, where it's been too easy for them. But yeah, if they tighten up at the back, Stuttgart, and just take the chances going forward, there's no reason why they can't get a couple of goals to get back into this game, because Wolfsburg are 2-0 up, but Stuttgart haven't been played off the park, to say so. So I think the next goal is huge. If Wolfsburg make it 3-0, I think it's curtains. But if Stuttgart can get that early goal, make it a bit interesting, then you never know, a comeback could be on the cards. But if Wolfsburg want to kill the game off, they definitely bring on Josh Lavogi to tighten that midfield up.
And Kieran?
Yeah, I like to think that we'll pick up where we left off and keep being clinical when we get our chances in front of goal. I still think my 3-1 prediction is very much in the pipeline, so I won't change that at all. But I think if Hoffenheim get a goal early, the nerves start jangling again. So hopefully I would like, and I know it'd be boring for the watch-along, a highlightless half, because I'm very happy with where we stand right now.
And finally, Rowan?
Yeah, 1-0 as it stands. I said 3-2 is my prediction. I think Union will score, but I think Dortmund will maybe two more, just comfortably see the game out, is what I want to see, especially with Gladbach winning and with Wolfsburg next week. There's some big games coming up, so just keep on winning. Keep on winning. It's all they have to do.
I am pretty certain most of the second halves have either got going or they're about to get going. So I'm going to boot you all out. I hope to see you all very shortly with a lot of chances in your games. See you later, everybody. And guys, you're back with me, just me. I know it's just me, and I apologise for it just being me, because I know my voice is. Everyone loves me. Fuck it, yeah, I know. But we're about to get back underway for the second half of Better and Mainz. The boys talked about their games and what the other teams should change and stuff. In this game, it's very difficult to pick what's changed because very evenly matched, of course. It's been a decent affair for Werder Bremen, I'd say. I mean, they're very unlucky not to be 1-1 at half-time going to the second half. I mean, I'm not so certain that goal should have been disallowed. I mean, I've just seen sexy Robert Glatzel as well in his sexy red coat. Really, he's ready to sit on the bench for another 45 minutes and not come onto the pitch, as well as Kaison, of course. But Wolfsburg, I keep saying Wolfsburg, the Werder Bremen players are coming back out, ready to try and bridge this 1-0 lead that they have behind them. The groundsmen are still on the pitch, and I mean, get off the pitch. There's football to be played, lads. Come on now. Get going. There's football to be played. I mean, there's one that's just sprinting off at pitch. I mean, get him on the wing for Mainz. Honestly, he is rapid. Here comes Shalai again, back out with Boetius. So don't talk to him, John Paul Boetius. Don't talk to him. We want him off. We want him off the pitch. I don't know why I'm slandering him. He scored the goal tonight. Carlton, lads, when the Ballon d'Or comes around, do you think there should be two handed out, one for the best players this season, the other player for last season, which should have been Lewandowski? But arguably, you could say both belong to Lewandowski. So, I mean, if you're just going to do an award ceremony for him, then yeah. But, yeah, my game's still not started yet. I'm just looking at Sexy Shalai and Barrera warming up. And there's been a goal. Kieran, early on goal, is it 3-0 or is it by the expression? I'm guessing it's going to be 2-1.
Do you know when you came to me at half-time, I said, as long as we don't have an early goal and the nerves don't start jangling, it's 2-1. Hoffenheim have scored, and it's just from across in the box, which isn't dealt with. It comes off the chest of the defender, and it comes to Kramaric, who just takes a snapshot at goal. It's on a kind of half volley, which bounces off the ground to take it past Sippel. Ginter does his best on the line to try and clear it, but it's 2-1. And Hoffenheim are immediately back in the game.
I mean, we talked about half-time, Gladbach being very clinical in front of goal. Was that goal deserved?
Yeah, but not now. Not straight after half-time. No, I think so. I think they were quite dominant in the first half in terms of possession, but with all the possession, they didn't create masses of chances. But I think, Gladbach, we're eventually going to concede tonight, but hopefully it doesn't mean panic stations at the back and they become nervy and start making rash challenges and mistakes, because then it just becomes a very tough watch.
Yeah, hopefully not for your sake. Gladbach conceding early and it's 2-1 to them in that game. They still do have the lead, but of course the momentum now will be further with the home side who are looking and pushing on. But Manchester City have equalised, boys. The Premier League title race is back off because Phil Foden has equalised for Manchester City in the 22nd minute. So the title race is back off. But yeah, we are actually underway in my game for the second half, of course. Finally, we are underway. I feel like my game was a few minutes behind the others because of the VAR call right at the end of the first half. But yeah, still 1-0 to Mainz, and it is a massive result for them if it stays the same. I just realised I forgot to run the Watchalong advert at half-time. We'll have to run it at the end. Trust me, you're not missing much. Or are you? You have to stay tuned and find out at the end. But that's a nice little cushioned header down by Josh Sargent and cleared away well enough by the Mainz defence. Comes back to Werder Bremen, though. It's a lovely touch over the top. Rashika to Fulkrug, back to Rashika. Lovely football. Tries to dink one in, headed away by St. Just, and it's going to be brought away by Dominic Corr. Tries to flick one away, but it's a ball headed away by Niakate. Straight back to Werder Bremen, but a terrible touch by Sargent allows Anisiwa to kick it past one player and then hold the ball up and turn inside. Lovely feet by Anisiwa, still going into Dominic Corr, and Mainz playing some lovely stuff at the moment. Here's Niakate. Whipped in towards Shalai, who chests it down. Shalai hits the crossbar. Headed back. Oh my days, he should have scored. Oh my God, that'd have been a hell of a goal as well. He chests it down, hits it on the volley. Never seen Adam Shalai move so quick. Rowan, I will come to you in a second. Yeah, we'll come to you now. Chance for in your game, Rowan.
I thought it was 2-0. I thought Gio Reyna's just tripped Luther there. It was Haaland held the ball up really well, lays it off to Royce, and Reyna makes a lovely running behind. Tries to dink over the Luther, and then it seemed do you know, like when you get baited by the camera angle? That happened to me and the commentator as well, because it got chipped in, and then Reyna it misses as Chance lost the ball just outside his box. But Union can't do anything with it. But God, I thought we were looking at a 2-0 there with the Girona, who literally just went down injured. Looked like Sancho was going to have to come on, but then he gets straight back up and he's nearly put it in the back of the net.
Well, thank you very much, Ron. It seems like we had some decent chances, and it started exactly how the first half finished in most of these games. But honestly, Robert Lewandowski, mate, Adam Shalai chests it he takes it on his chest so well, spins in its own volley, and it cannons off the crossbar. Honestly, I would have absolutely wet my pants if that went in. There would have been major limbs, and Adam Shalai was inches away from scoring an absolute worldie. I mean, the chest and the turn and the volley, oh my days. But it's a ball into the box, it's headed down and brought away by Leandro Barreiro. It's kind of hashed his clearance. Then Mwene hashes it up in the air. I mean, it's panic stations at the moment for Mainz, and it's picked up by Gabriel Selassie, who dinks one in, hits Dominic Korb, it's come back to Eggestein. There's a man down on the edge of the area, and the Werder Bremen players have stopped the ball and stopped the game. And yellow card for Posh as well. And Wilson to Stuttgart striker looks like Nat Phillips. Well, honestly, is he working at Tesco's as well? We'll have to see. I'm just going to check the games if there's been any other goals. Are Man City losing again yet? No, they're not. They're not losing. But yeah, a massive, massive chance for Adam Shalai. Honestly, I wish that had got in because I would have absolutely wet my pants if that had flown into the top corner. It just cannons off the crossbar, and I'm looking there like, oh my days, blue ball me even more with that chance because it's Adam Shalai. What an opportunity for the Hungarian Messi to put that into the. I mean, he looks nothing like Messi. What the Hungarian Haaland because it alliteration. Oh my God! I've just seen the chance again. Oh my God! What a ball from Niakate. Shalai gives a little shove to Friedel, says, "Get off me." Chests it down, spins, volleys it. I'm not going to shut up about his chance because it was Adam Shalai, and honestly, he should have scored. But the stoppage in play because someone's got a very, very bloody nose. It's Veljkovic who's got a very bloody nose. There's blood all over the place in this game, and I think he might have to come off. And number 17 is getting ready, which is Felix Agu. He's getting ready to come on. I don't think Veljkovic is going to be able to continue. He looks like he might have a busted nose or potentially a broken nose when he collided with the head of Barreiro. But remember, do pass it back, though. They're going to have to build up from the back now. Of course, they've only got 10 men on the field. Mainz's press has been high, and every single time it's been really, really good and really intense and really pushing the Werder Bremen defence back into mistakes and stuff. So hopefully that can continue for my sake. It's a good ball forward, though. Josh Sargent takes it down well. A little bit of a loose touch, the second touch. Allowed Barreiro to clear it upfield, but it's cleared away. And just as I said how open the game was in the first half, it is exactly the same in the second half, in the opening 6 minutes of the second period. It has been absolutely, honestly, it's open as a door. Like you hold a door open, get a doorstop in there, it's as open as a door. Honestly, this game, what else is there that could be really wide open? A gate that's blowing in the wind, something like that. It's absolutely miles wide open, this game. 6 minutes into the second half, and honestly, you couldn't write what's going to happen. I don't know why I've just been talking about gates and doors, to be honest. I didn't think I'd be talking about it today, but, you know, it's a laugh, isn't it? That's a good ball by Eggestein down the line. Rashika gets in front of Niakate, lovely defending by the Frenchman, and it's cleared away and upfield. And Adam Shalai's pulling out the bloody Rabona passes now. Oh, my God, the Hungarian Haaland is here. And honestly, he's here to stay. If he plays like this every week, he can stay in the team. Will did say wide open at the Dallas Cowboys O-line with Terence Steele. Now, I'm pretty sure Kieran will appreciate that one a little bit more than me. Now, I do like the NFL, but I don't really understand references like that. I'm sure Kieran will appreciate that. Maybe Rowan as well. But, Will, that's gone over my head, lad. It's a lovely ball down forward, and there's a massive chance. Rashika, great defending back there by Mwene. Cushion the ball back to Zentner to keep his goalkeeper from being under any pressure at all. Great goalkeeping by the German, and good defending by Mwene as well. And I mean, Mainz have just got to keep it up for another 38 minutes and record an absolutely massive win for themselves, of course. It would be so big if they won tonight. I said they'd win. I didn't even make a prediction, I don't think, at the start of the game. Now, I can't do it 52 minutes in. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I can. It's my show. 2-1 to Mainz, I'm going to go. This prediction. I mean, it could be panic stations when it's 1-1 and Kieran's got shitty ass because Mainz going to get relegated. But as it stands, 53 minutes in, we're doing well, and we're definitely doing better than I expected to at this stage in the game. I didn't think we'd win, but I thought it'd be a very tricky affair. But I mean, Werder Bremen, they've barely had any clear-cut chances. They've had half chances, but not any clear-cut chances. And of course, Sexy Shalai is putting them to the sword up front tonight for Mainz. Niakate, lovely touch away. Mwene chips it over the head of Gebre Selassie, gets to it, and accelerates away from him, and it's taken down by Gebre Selassie, and it's a cynical foul. I feel like he's probably going to get the yellow card for that. And Mwene did really well there, the wing-back, and won the free kick for Mainz. In a dangerous position as well, a position that you can whip this ball into. It'd be a dangerous... it's got to be a good ball to get on the head of Sexy Shalai, of course. Get him his second goal. Inform Shalai on FIFA next week. Where's my Tots Shalai, honestly? Here it comes from Mwene. Dinked into the back post towards Anisiwa, who does get his head to it. And the Mainz players are asking for the corner. It's come off Anisiwa last and actually got out of play for a goal kick to Werder Bremen. 55 minutes in, so we've got about 35 minutes of these games left, plus added time for these games to change and see if anybody can score. There's not really been that many chances since we said how good the second halves were. There's been hardly any chances in any of those games, to be honest. But you know, we're here for the goals and the chances. That's what we're here for. Hopefully, we get a little bit more in the second half. But Werder Bremen with the ball again, working on the back line. It's a good pass forward, that to the left-hand side for Augustinsson. Lovely 1-2 between him and Sargent. Gonna have to go backwards, though, to Mofold. It's a really good switch of play to Gebre Selassie on the right. I don't think got that yellow card that I said he probably should have got. And Rashika's trying a 1-2 with, I think it was Eggestein on the edge of the box. Eggestein didn't know about it, but the tackle from Boetius is actually going to give Werder Bremen the foul. And it's about 5 yards outside the penalty area, and it's a decent chance because it's probably halfway between the centre of the box and the right hand side of the box. It's a good chance. It's a good place to get a free kick. I mean, who's going to be over it? It's probably going to be Rashika, I'm guessing, or Eggestein. I mean, there's men in the box as well. They might whip this in. Fulkrug's in there. Veljkovic is in there. Kieran said goal. Kieran?
It's 2-2. Hoffenheim have equalised. And I said in the first half, KD, that they were putting a lot of crosses in. And, you know, no one was it. You know, we expect maybe Kramaric to get on ahead on it. It's a cross from Kaderabek, but they go low. They go low with a whipped cross. It's a brilliant ball by Kaderabek. Elvedi slides at the near post. He can't get a touch on it, and it's there for Bibu to slide in and slide it past Sippel. And Hoffenheim have turned this game around in the second half. And it's 2-2.
Unfortunate stuff. There's still 34 and a half minutes left. Hopefully Gladbach can get back in front. But Hoffenheim completed the turnaround at the moment. Rowan said that Endo is off and Bulter is on. Of course, Rowan knows all about Bulter, one of his FIFA legends of his silver team. Dahoud and Sancho are on for Chan and Hazard, of course. Tim said KL's in the mud. Gladbach are in the mud, unfortunately. But Werder Bremen having a lot of sustained pressure right now in this game against Mainz. And Juventus have just taken the lead just after half-time in that game against Palma. Rashika puts a fantastic ball in, it's flicked to the back post, taken down to the edge of the area, shot comes in low and driven wide across the face of the goal. So Sancho is back from his injury, as Rowan said. He was on the bench today and he's come on for Thorgan Hazard. Sancho back from his injury. Will that change Dortmund's fortunes? Of course. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, they have needed him. They've been missing him for a while. What a chance. Werder Bremen growing into this game, second half, they have been by far the better side. I mean, if Sexy Shalai had scored that volley, it would have been pretty much game over, I think. With a 2-0 lead, it would have been probably game over. But Will said big chance. Rowan said chance. We'll go to Will first. Will, you said big chance in your game. Was it for Stuttgart? Was it for Wolfsburg?
Stuttgart, mate. I've had so many chances. In fact, there's been a clash of players, I think, just before the chance. I think it was Arnold and somebody else involved for Stuttgart. I'm not too sure it was, but they've kind of run into each other and they're both still down. But the chance was for Stuttgart, yeah. It was whipped in by the right midfielder Massimo, and then coming onto it was Endo, who made a nice run from midfield. It's kind of a free header. He just does not get any contact on it at all, and he heads it straight into the back of the Wolfsburg defender, and it's eventually cleared away. But yeah, again, Stuttgart trying to push for a goal back here. The second half's not been very lively so far. Neither team have had many big chances apart from that Endo chance just right there. So yeah, Wolfsburg have probably kind of killed the tempo a bit. They'd be happy to kill the game off and just leave with a 2-0 win, but hopefully Stuttgart can get a goal and make it interesting, because the game has gone a bit flat, I'm not going to lie, but that was a big chance there for Endo to get it. But half an hour to go, still 2-0 to Wolfsburg.
Yeah, and more importantly, how's Ridley Baku doing? He's
doing it right, mate. He's not seeing much of the ball, but again, he just shows you that I think Stuttgart are kind of scared to go down the right hand side. They know that he's stood there, because if Stuttgart try and do anything down the right hand side, Baku's wiping it up straight away. So I don't think they even want to test him tonight. So they're giving him all the respect he deserves.
Yeah, I mean, who would want to test him? Thank you very much, that Will. Just before I ring Rowan in, we'll talk about our chance. A massive chance for Mainz to go 2-0 up. Honestly, brilliant ball over by the Hungarian Haaland. Tips it over the defence, and Anishi was running onto it. Hits it on the half volley, and it's a brilliant save by Pavlenka. Probably a save that he should make. Kieran said Skov's off and Adamyan is on. Rowan, I'm just going to wait until his chance goes down and I'll bring you in. It's an easy one on the right-hand side. Pokes it to Brozinski, whips the ball in. No one's at the back stick. Gebrselassie chests it back to Pavlenka. I will finally bring Rowan in. Rowan, you said a chance. Is it still 1-0? Of course, it's still 1-0. Who's the chance for, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, in that space, we actually had two chances. So the first one, the actual legitimate chance, was Giovanni Reina wins the ball on the right in extra space, but it's a lovely, dangerous ball in. Spots Jadon Sancho on what was probably his second touch of the game, and he just slices his half volley out wide. But then on the other side, Union Berlin, from a corner, tried to do some nice little set piece, didn't pay off, but he finds Ingvartsen in a lot of space on the right, unmarked, because Guerrero's pushed up to win the loose ball, and Reina obviously isn't a natural defender, he's pushed a bit closer. And Ingvartsen outside the box has put a lovely swinging shot. It just dips over the crossbar. He is offside, but Union, it's only 1-0 this game, and if Union keep on trying to find something like that, they can 100% get into this game, but Ingvartsen just with a narrow miss.
It sounds like that game's hotting up, and finally we're getting some action in the second half. Thank you very much, Rowan. I mean, again, when the chances are going for the other boys, we have another massive chance in this game, and I didn't want to interrupt the boys again, but it was a chance for Werder Bremen, who found themselves through on goal. And I am going to shut up because Kieran said there's been a goal. Kieran, has Gladbach Istanbul been created?
It's 3-2 to Hoffenheim, and it's Andrej Kramarić's second goal of the game. And it's another low cross from Kaderabek on the half volley on the right-hand side. And it goes past everybody to outside the box, or just on the edge of the box, where Kramarić puts a beautiful, beautiful shot into the bottom right-hand corner. It's 3-2 to Hoffenheim, and what an awful collapse in the second half from this Gladbach team.
Yeah, an awful collapse. But from a neutral point of view, what a fantastic game of football.
I struggle to see it from a neutral's view, I'll be honest. But yes, I know what you mean.
Unlucky. I just kicked you out without saying thank you. Thank you very much for that, Kieran. Rowan, another chance in your game. Hello.
Literally, as soon as it was... I thought they were fouled. I know. Jadon Sancho with some fancy footwork. He's clearly been practicing off the pitch and has got that fire under his soul, because his footwork past Trimmel, past Ingvartsen. I think it's even past. Then he goes like a player in. Andrich comes across. It looks like it hits his hand. So that pausing play was actually a VAR check, but doesn't hit Andrich's hand. Reina then comes back. Sancho leaves it for Reina. Reina has a shot. He's blocked, and then Reina can't control it from his chest. But Union have just won a really dangerous free kick just outside the box, probably, 25 yards out. All the Dortmund players are pleading with it, but it's a prime opportunity for Union to get into this game.
Yeah, Manchester City have also just taken the lead as well.
Wow.
It's 2-1 to Manchester City. The title race is back off.
There's still a chance. Oh, it's all right, Kieran, because if this makes you feel better, I can see all the Dortmund players warming up. But do you know who's warming up a little bit quicker than all the others?
Is it Tigesh by any chance?
It is Tigesh. Just a bit more of a skippity step, moving a little quicker now. But this free kick is, I mean, Hits has been so error prone this season. I was very surprised when I saw the sub bench. I saw that no Roman Burke. Really surprised. Apparently, that's one of the issues that they're going to address, that and wingers next season under Marco Rosa. But it looks like Andrich will hit it. Never mind, it's Kruse. It's off the post! And then it's cleared away by, I think that's Rafael Guerrero. What an opportunity. Max Kruse just hits it off the inside, on the post. It comes off the inside, goes back across the face of goal, and Rafael Guerrero with a lovely clearance. But wow, I told you Marwan Hits is being error prone, and he was nowhere near that. It was heading in. If that post was just a little bit to the left. Oof, huge opportunity for Berlin there.
Sounds like a massive opportunity. And just before I bring you in, Will, I know you said there's been a goal. Mainz on the attack. It's on Isivo. He's absolutely stranded all on his own. He does come back to Dominic Corler, goes wide to Brzezinski. There's 5 Mainz players in the box. If Brzezinski can find a cross, it's had to be taken wide. Augustinson, he wins the throw-in. I'll bring Will in just as that talks. But Will, you did say there's been a goal. Who's it, 3-0 or 2-1?
It's 3-0 Wolfsburg, mate. And to be honest, it's an absolutely fantastic goal. So, like many times tonight, Wolfsburg have been dominant on the break. Again, I mentioned Stuttgart have been pushing forward, but on the break, they've been caught way too many times by Wolfsburg. And this was another example of that, as Brekalo breaks on the right-hand side. It looks like he's kind of calling himself. He just kind of lays it on the edge of the box. And coming onto it is Gerhardt from the centre, just outside the box. He runs onto it, smacks it with his right foot. It goes into the top left corner. The keeper doesn't even dive because he's got absolutely no chance. It just kind of loops into the top corner. Loads of power on the shot. It's a fantastic finish. 3-0 to Wolfsburg with only 25 minutes to go. You think this game is pretty much over. Joshka Lavogi is also coming on, so he's going to come into the midfield, probably kick a few people and just slow the pace down. So yeah, I think this game's pretty much done and dusted. I said the next goal was going to be massive. It's gone to Wolfsburg. I think the game's completely finished now. I did say 3-0 Wolfsburg as well, so my prediction's looking pretty good if it stays the same. But yeah, I think this game's pretty much done and dusted now, mate.
Thank you very much for that, Will. It sounds like Will's watched a pretty decent game tonight. Kieran has said that Mbolo, Wolf and Zakaria on Pliater and Ben Spiny have come off, so a lot of changes for Gladbach, of course. And Tubbs said, cheer up, Kale. Don't mind KD and his neutral point of view. I mean, if it was Mainz, I would be the exact same. Or if it was Man United, I'd be the exact same. I know exactly how Kieran is feeling, and it is not nice to see your team turn up and then potentially lose that. Well, they've lost the lead. Potentially lose the game, of course. And now, from going what looked like a certain 3 points potentially to only securing not even a point. Well, that's an awful challenge by Boetius, and that is going to be a yellow card for him. An awful challenge on Eggestein by the Dutch international Boetius. I say international, doesn't really get picked by the Dutchman Boetius. It's a yellow card for him and a chance for Werder Bremen. Of course, I think Boetius will probably get substituted off in a little bit anyway. I think probably Kevin Stöger will replace him, which is normally the substitutions that Mainz do like to make. But of course, we did have Manchester City score earlier on. It's 2-1 to them. The title race is back off, lads. Calm down. It lasted 2 minutes. Rashika outside the box goes for a volley. It's headed over the cross. So, actually, Man City just had a man sent off. So I'm not quite sure who and why. But of course, my Sky Bets just told me that Manchester City have had a man sent off. It's John Stones who's got sent off, and Rodri got the second for Manchester City. So title race back on, while Man City have got 10 men. Title race is back on. And on that free kick that Ron was talking about, he said, never mind, that free kick was a good save by Hits. And of course, Marwan Hits preferred to Roman Burke for a large part of this season, probably showing why he's been preferred to Roman Burke under Edin Terzic. But it's ball downfield by Mainz, and Onisiwo takes it in his stride. Adam Scheid tries to poke it through for Boetius, but it's cleared upfield by Korn, and it's actually going to be given as an offside against the Hungarian Haaland. It's cleared away by Werder Bremen from the free kick. But yeah, Man City down to 10 men. I'm going to have to put that on the banner as well. 1 second. I figure out how I can put it on the banner. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. 23 minutes left in this game then, lads. I've still got Stuttgart nil, Wolfsburg 3, of course. Wolfsburg probably done and dusted with that game, unless of a monumental F-up in that game. Here come Werder Bremen again, though. Pass it around the back. A little bit more possession for the home side. A ball lofted into the boxes over the head of everyone. Goes out of play for a goal kick. I hope Mainz don't sit back on this 1-0 lead, because you're only inviting pressure on you And some of these players probably won't be able to handle the amount of aerial bombardment that is about to happen in the closing stage of this game if it is only 1-0. Because Davy Selke's getting warmed up, of course. He can come off the bench and create a massive problem for our defenders because he is very good in behind and in the air. Looking around the grounds, though, Juventus are still 2-1 up. I think Inter Milan are still 1-1. Yeah, they are. I mean, apart from that, there's not been that many goals anywhere else. Werder Bremen do have the ball again. And they're coming down the left-hand side, which is predominantly where they've attacked the most down, with Augustinsson down this left-hand side and Friedel trying to get forward at any chance that they can, to be honest. But Mainz have done pretty well defensively. And as soon as they win it back defensively, they are off and they are so quick on the counter-attack. And here is Veljkovic for Werder Bremen. Out wide to Marco Friedel, who cuts back inside and back out to the wide man Veljkovic, the widest centre-half of them all. It's got to be said. And they pass it around the back three, making a little bit of inroads upfield, trying to move this Mainz midfield around, this back five that are just so committed to sitting exactly where they are right now. And Stefan Bell slides in, wins the ball, does really well, and in Mwene tries to play the ball forward, wins the throw in to relieve the pressure from Mainz. Good defending there from both Stefan Bell and Mwene. And yeah, Mainz just got to do more of the same in this second half. The end of the first half, of course, they got let off massively with that VAR decision against football going in the favour of Zender in the end. More of the same, more of that same tenacity, and they probably need another goal to turn this game around. Kieran said Kramer's come off injured. Now, I'm going to pull you in, Kieran, if that's all right, to talk about this injury. So how is it a severe injury, or is he just hobbled off?
It's basically, there was a low cross again, and God, I'm going to have PTSD of low crosses after this game. But basically, Kramer slid to clear the ball, and he did. But the moment he slid, lay on the ground, hand up, wanted to be subbed off. It looks like it's a muscle injury, and I don't know if it's maybe a pull or a tear, but it looked to be his hamstring, and immediately just took himself off the pitch with his hand in the air and just said, I'm done.
Yeah, probably the right decision for me, of course. Got a lot of massive games coming up. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully Gladbach can get that goal back and get themselves back into this game. I did see two players warming up for Mainz. I saw Danny Latzer, who is going to Schalke and join Bundesliga 2 next year, and I think it was Robert Glatzel I saw getting ready to come on. But a little bit of sustained pressure for Mainz at the moment. They had the ball upfield. Stefan Bell just whacked it forward. Mwene tapped it onto Oniso, who's inside the box, takes a touch onto his right foot, shoots, it's blocked. The ball's going to come to Mwene, who goes down, and the Mainz players are asking for the penalty. The referee tells Mwene to get back up. And now there's a massive chance for the counter. That's a terrible pass. And Boetius gets the ball back. Barrero does well to nick it. And here he is again, Barrero, out to Brzezinski. Just confirmation of that substitution. Herman has come on for Kramer. Here's Shalai on the wing. Why is he on the wing? Finds Brzezinski. Should be in the box. Shalai's gone down. Here's Kor to Barrero. He's got nowhere to go. Done really well to keep the ball for that long, and it's cleared away downfield, but headed back by St. Just, and Brzezinski loses the ball, and it's cleared away. Rowan said Hummel's got a yellow card, which means he misses the game against Wolfsburg, which is massive for Dortmund, missing such a good player like Hummels. Substance getting worse for KL. I mean, there's still 19 minutes left. There's time for Gladbach to get back into this game, but from what he's been saying, there's not been that many chances for Gladbach since they've gone 3-2 down. But Werder Bremen coming forward, since they've gone down, they've probably been the better side, even though Mainz have had those opportunities, of course. Werder Bremen have dominated possession, and they look like they can get back into this game. Fingers crossed they don't, because we love Mainz and we want them to win. But, it's a fair shout. And I'm just going to look at the shout for this penalty again. The ball broke. Mwene went down under pressure from, I think it was Eggestein. It's a close-up, better angle here. He's definitely looking for the penalty, but there's definitely an arm by Eggestein into the back of Mwene. Rowan has said Musa, Kroos, and Notch off for Tischer, Panjapala, and Schlotterbeck. And he did say there's been a chance, Rowan. Is it for Dortmund or is it for Union again?
It's for Dortmund, and it's another chance Erling Haaland would have been finishing in the first half of the season. Royce puts a lovely ball over the top. It starts with Jadon Sancho, who has been great since he came on the pitch. Hasn't missed a beat or anything, but Royce puts a lovely ball chip through to Haaland, who then hits it on that half volley, and he just puts it way over the crossbar. Normally you see Haaland burying that in like the top left or just thunder it straight past the keeper. But unfortunately, just missed it as Julian Brandt has just come in for Giovanni Reina as well. But it's another opportunity. Haaland would have finished that earlier on in the season.
And as this game goes on, are you getting a little bit more weary of Union Berlin scoring an equaliser?
They haven't tested much, but just because of all of the missed chances, not all of them, but the missed chances from Haaland, especially the two major ones. But Jadon Sancho's looked great since he's come on, and you don't understand how happy I am to see him back on this pitch for Dortmund, because he really does bring something very different to the side. And I say that, and he plays a lovely one too with Guerrero now. Cuts it into Brandt, the new substitute. Brandt whips it in and wins a corner. But love the football from Dortmund there.
It sounds like Sancho's really hit the ground running since he's come back. And Dortmund, of course, probably need another goal to get to probably see out that game. And we did have some subs in my game. Glatzel came on for the Hungarian Haaland, Adam Shalai, and then just going to stop Zentner. Good catch, good commanding catch. Safe hands, as me and Kieran say. Safe hands from Robin Zentner. And then Danny Latzer, the man going to Schalke. Enjoy Bundesliga 2, mate. Is going, and he's been brought on for Dominic Kor. And they're giving Shalai a blanket. Give him a bloody knighthood for that goal earlier on, lads, and that chance that he hit the crossbar with, which is an absolute thunder hunt, as Rowan said in his analysis of that chance for Dortmund. Chance for Mainz going forward. Glatzel's first touch puts it into a decent area for Latzer to run onto, but do you know Latzer enjoy Bundesliga 2 next year, mate, with Schalke cleared away from him. Barrero tries to chip it forward, but it's going to go straight into the hands of Yuri Pavlenka, and it's going to be cleared away. And Werder Bremen, of course, with running out of time, 15 minutes left in this game, plus probably a few minutes added time for the substitutions and the stoppages in play and stuff that we've had. Probably around about 3 or 4 minutes added time. So probably about 19 minutes for Mainz to hang on to this 1-goal lead. I'm still saying they need another goal. I said 2-1, and it could definitely be 2-1. I mean, the more this game goes on, the better chances Werder Bremen will have, the more pressure that they'll put on. And just because that's how the game goes, and it's going to be a very, very difficult task for Mainz, I think, to withstand that pressure, because we've seen them cave at different opportunities. They've left it late to win games. Of course, they've got a good character in their squad. They need that leadership of the likes of Stefan Bell and Niakate. But Werder Bremen having a lot of sustained pressure right now. It's Augustinson. I think he's going to go long with this throw. He's going to go long into the box towards Fulcook, headed away by St. Just. Fulcook goes down under pressure. Rashika loses track of the ball, and Latzer whacks it upfield. It's going to come back to Velchkovic, so he dinks one into the box. It's going to be headed away by Brzezinski, though, not cleared fully. And here's Rashika. That's a good ball into the box. And a header towards goal, and both sets of players are claiming for the goal-kicking corner, and it's going to be a corner to Wolfsburg, of course. I mean, I was talking to Rowan about him being wary of an equaliser for the team his team's playing against. I am very scared right now, and I've got a lot of itty shafts, I'm not going to lie, because there's a massive, massive chance for Werder Bremen from this corner, because Mainz are pretty shite from defending set pieces, and the corner goes in. It's actually headed up into the air and half-headed away. There's a man down in the box for Mainz. It's going to come back to Augustinson, who's got a lot of space. Takes onto his right foot, tries to shoot, and in the end, Mwene had to come across and shepherd it out for a play for a corner kick, which Augustinson's getting ready to take again. Brzezinski was the man who went down. And with 13 minutes left, I might have still got 3 substitutions to use, of course. But with Danny Da Costa not being available for selection today, Danny Brzezinski's been drafted in. I don't even know if they've got a replacement right winger on right wing back on the bench, of course. They could put St. Just out there. Corner swung in, and it's that man, St. Just, that heads it away. Niakate heads it back in when it comes back in, and it's headed away. And now the break is on. Never mind, because it's been lost. But Glatzel puts his body on the line to win it back, and the ball upfield from Mwene. He's asking a hell of a lot from Glatzel to get there. He's not that quick, lads. And it goes all the way to Yuri Pavlenka. And Onisiwo is down. And Zentner's rushed out to see if he's all right. He's holding his head. And I'm not really sure what's happened, because it's a ball that comes into the box, headed away by Brzezinski. I'm not really sure where the injury occurs. Brzezinski goes down. That's the one for Brzezinski earlier, I think, they were talking about. Is this the one for Onisiwo? Chests it down, and takes one in the side of the head from, I think it was Eggestein. Yeah, it was. Takes one in the side of the head. But Rowan has said that Prommel is off and Gentner is on. And Davy Selke has just come on, and so has Schmid for Werder Bremen. I'll tell you who's come off in a minute when those substitutes get confirmed. I think Fulkrug has come off. Yeah, Fulkrug is off, I think. I mean, Werder Bremen are having a little bit of a moment to have a little team talk while this injury is going ahead. They got together in a little huddle and, talked about I could see Eggestein kind of trying to rile up his troops. But Juventus have taken a 3-1 lead against Parma in that game after going behind 1-0. But yeah, I mean, stoppage in play gives us a little bit of a chance. It is Friedel and Fulkrug who come off for Schmid and Davy Selke. So both teams using 2 substitutes so far with 10 minutes to go. Both teams still got 3 substitutions left. Odisi was going off the pitch to receive a little bit of treatment. But Werder Bremen can get on with the game. And it's going to be lofted forward towards Davy Selke, cleared over by Niakate. Danny Latz has missed the ball. It's going to run all the way to Schmid. And here is Augustinsson. Tries an early ball into the box. It's a lovely looking ball. Niakate's on the end of it to head it away. Comes back out to Movold. Here's Schmid. Schmid to Rashika. Rashika out to Augustinsson. We've seen a lot of the ball in this game. Here's Rashika again. Takes a touch, whips from across the face of the box. It's fallen for someone in the box. Brilliant foot in there by Boitius. Still not cleared. I mean, it's bouncing right. It's pinball in the area, and it's cleared away eventually, I think, by Stefan Bell, who clips out of play for a throw-in. Kieran said Nordweit's on for Baumgartner, who's come off. And Werder Bremen are having massive sustained pressure right now. Niakate battling with Davy Selke for the ball. Davy Selke goes down. The referee's not giving anything. And Niakate kicks the ball away. Gebrselassie picks the loose ball up. I mean, trying to win the corner for his team. He does exactly that. Good play by the right back. But Werder Bremen, I could sense the goals coming, lads, and I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, because the Mainz probably need to win this game. And me and Kieran were talking about this game earlier. I said I'd take a point, but not if Mainz were winning in the 80th minute. And they only have themselves to blame if they do end up conceding, because they have had the opportunities to finish this game off. Augustinsson's ball into the box. He's headed away by Barrero, hit on the volley on the edge of the box by Schmid. And that is high and wide over the top of the crossbar. It's going to go out of play for a goal kick to the 0-5ers. Oh, what a massive win this could be for Mainz. So on the other side of things, I'm talking about Werder Bremen conceding. Werder Bremen scoring, Mainz conceding. If Mainz do manage to get this over the line, it is an absolutely huge win in their fight for survival in the Bundesliga, of course. And, fair play to them, because it's another difficult place to go. Werder Bremen, not the easiest team to place, especially when they're around and about you, of course. A very difficult team to beat. But Mainz, of course, they are 9 minutes away, plus added time from defeating them. And here comes Boitius on the ball. Tries a little trick to get away from 2, ends up losing possession of the ball, but the loose ball to Josh Sargent is cut out by Mwene, and then he goes down. I mean, Mainz playing on, Werder Bremen are playing on, and Mwene is still down. And when it's still down and the ball's been played on, Rashika's in down the left-hand side. It's a lovely run by Rashika. St. Just squares him up. Rashika plays a lovely ball across and kneed away by Stefan Bell. And then Glatzel doesn't get anywhere near the ball. And here is Veljkovic to Augustinsson, to Rashika. We've seen a lot more of the ball. Tries another one of those crosses. It's back to Augustinsson, who dinks one to the box himself. Josh Sargent takes it, puts it down, and then there's a volley by Gebrselassie, which goes well wide. And Kieran said Lena's off, Traore on. And Rowan said chance. Rowan, chance in your game. Who's it to, Union Berlin or Werder Bremen?
It's not to Werder Bremen, it's to Borussia Dortmund. It's Marco Royce, lays off to the man who's returning, Jadon Sancho. And that's a great ball by Frederick. But Sancho, again, looks lovely, just puts it onto his left foot, tries swinging. It could have gone in. I think Luther dives very early, but Frederick makes an all-important cross, and it goes out for a corner, which Dortmund took shot. Dortmund definitely playing this game with a lot slower pace, as another blocked cross will go out for another corner, but definitely playing with a lot more of a slower pace now, trying to eke out this 1-0 win.
I have no idea why I said Werder Bremen. I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, fair play to you for being on point. And thank you very much, Rowan. 1-0, yeah, you think Dortmund can see it out?
Yes, Union haven't really tested. It's a good ball over the top. Haven't really tested Dortmund as it's not going to be a free kick. Sancho bodied on the floor outside the box, not given. I think Union haven't tested, but again, all it takes, I mean, Luther's saved him. There's a chance that I didn't come to you for. But Sancho, again, takes it past 3. It takes a shot, it was blocked, and then Luth makes a lovely save against Haaland. Good save by Luth. That's an incredible save. He made a love save against Hummels earlier, and he's just stopped Erling Haaland from getting a goal of putting it in the back of the net. It's a great save by Luth. Just opens his legs up wide. Like the Golden Gate Bridge, that doesn't open up. But anyway, he opens up his legs wide, makes the pivotal save, and it may have kept Union with a chance, with a slimmer of hope to get back into this game.
It's not easy to think of similes or anything.
I should have said the Tower Bridge or something.
It's not easy to think of stuff, is it? I was having trouble with that earlier, but thank you very much, Rowan. 1-0 to Dortmund as it stays. 1-0 to Mainz still in this game. Another change coming for Bremen. It's going to be Dinkchi coming on to play for the side in green, and Movold is going to be the one replaced. And he's kicking the bloody advertising board, and he's not happy at all about coming off. He's absolutely fuming that he's coming off. I don't know if he's fuming at his manager for making him come off, or if he's fuming at anybody else. Tubbs has said, "Oh no Haaland song today, Rowan." So it doesn't look like Haaland's going to get the song. Maybe a Tigesh song if he comes on and scores. We're going to do pick that ball up from Mwene and come downfield. And here is Moise, and it's Augustinsson driving down this left channel into Rashika, who dinks one into the near post. It's caught by Robin Zentner. And with 5 minutes left, Devi Selke's absolutely fuming at Rashika for that cross. I mean, he's tried the same cross about 4 or 5 times in the last couple of minutes. None of them have come off. And with 5 minutes left, Mainz, they're getting ready for another substitute. 2 substitutes, I think, are coming on. Kevin Sturger and Jonathan Burkhardt, I think, are the ones getting ready to come on. Barrero tries one over top to Onisiwo, and Mainz need a second goal in this game. Niakate dinks it forward to Onisiwo. It's going to be a throw into to Mainz. Wide on left-hand side. Oh, Rowan said goal.
You're not getting a Haaland song. You would get a Rafael Guerrero song, though. From Union's corner, Trimmel whips it in, and then just Dortmund come out quick, and Andrich slips in the midfield, literally on the kickoff spot, gives it away to Sancho, then to Haaland. He's got Sancho on his left, doesn't use him, uses Julian Brandt in midfield. Brandt plays after Rafael Guerrero. Guerrero puts it past Luther, who's had a great game. By the way, the touch by Brandt to take it past, I think, Ondrich, who's come and backpedaled, is lovely. Just takes past the sliding Ondrich, does the smart thing, lays it off to the bounding fullback of Guerrero, and he puts in the back, and that 2-0 should be game over.
Should be game over. A massive 3 points for Borussia Dortmund. Thank you very much, that Rowan. Borussia Dortmund look like they've got over the line. I tell you, Mainz were probably about an inch or 2 away from being over the line themselves. As Rowan was talking, Mwene cuts in field from the left-hand side, hits an absolute beauty with his right foot. It goes a few yards wide. That's a few inches wide, sorry. It was such a good chance for him. I really wanted him to score as well because it was an absolute beauty of a strike. But Jonathan Burkhardt and Kevin Sturger coming on for Boitis on Onisiwo. And again, Onisiwo's ran himself into the ground tonight. He's been fantastic again. John Paul Boitis as well has been really good. Not only at going forward, but helping out the defence as well, which is something that he's developed under Bo Svensson a lot. Been asked to cover the sort of defensive areas in front of the CDM and stuff. But he's done fantastically well tonight. I thought Rowan was going to burst into song there with that mini dance he did. Fuck it, Guerrero song then, Rowan. Of course, he loves Dortmund, but I don't know if there's a Guerrero song. Rowan, think of a Guerrero song. You normally think of songs anyway. Think of one off the top of your head. I can see you. You're absolutely confused at that, but you know you can do it. I believe in you. Oh, that's a free kick, ref. No, it's not. I thought Werder Bremen would have a free kick there, but they're coming forward again. For 2 minutes of the 90 to play. Kieran has been offside goal. Kieran?
Yeah, Gladbach maybe thought they'd equalised, but it was offside. and it was clear offside. And Bolo hooked it over the back four. Herman was miles off, prodded it home anyway, but miles offside.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gladbach. Do you think there's any way back for him in the last couple of minutes?
No, not a chance. You can't collapse like this in the second half.
Fair play. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully Gladbach could find a way to get a last-minute equaliser maybe in the last couple of minutes. Can't be that long left in any of the games, I don't think. My game, we're into the 88th minute. Like I said, probably not that much added time, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Potentially more. I can't really think, but I'm just trying to keep my fingers crossed for Mike to don't concede. Rainier has come on for Bellingham, the CDM, and it's cleared away by Barrero in there. I'll play 40, throw into Werder Bremen. And with the end of the 90 minutes, I can only see there being. I mean, Werder Bremen, they're gonna throw everyone forward now, and this game could end 2-0. It could end 1-1. It's. I could see Mainz maybe getting a goal on the counter, but Werder Bremen they're gonna throw everything forward to try and get this point, to try and avoid being put into the bottom of the relegation battle. Rowan said there's been a chance. Rowan,
he can't score. Jadon Sancho plays through Erling Haaland. He taps it past Luther. And then it's in a very awkward angle. Don't get me wrong. He tries to put it in the net and he puts it into the side netting. Erling Braut Haaland cannot score a goal right now. It seems like this is 3 chances now where he has completely missed the ball, missed the opportunity. He just can't score. I mean, he's the fastest player on the pitch tonight, but he hasn't been rewarded with a goal.
We love the Bundesliga graphics. Maybe Haaland's forgot his shooting boots at home. Thank you very much, Ron. Yeah, maybe Haaland's put the wrong boots on today, or he's put Tig Esch's boots on or something, or Tig Esch has put butter in his boots, something like that. Stefan Bell heads it downfield. Sturger gets a foot in. I mean, Danny Latzer, I hope he's going to enjoy Bundesliga 2 with Schalke next year. Clears the ball away, doesn't control it well, and it's going to go out of play. And we're getting 5 minutes of added time. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's actually going to happen. They're going to equalise. I can just see it. A long ball downfield. Stefan Ball heads it away. It's put forward again. Bell away again, who's been fantastic so far in this game. And it's going to go out of play for a throw-in. Oh, Wilson's been a goal. Will, I haven't heard from you for ages. Who's that goal for?
I've nearly fell asleep, mate, to be honest, because his last half an hour has been pretty woeful to watch. Dakota's now smiling, obviously, because he's a big Stuttgart fan. Gonzalo Castro has banged one in. I think it was deflected, but yeah, we're in the 92nd minute now.
How have you missed? Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say we're in the 92nd minute now. It's basically just a consolation. I said Stuttgart have been pushing forward, but when Wolfsburg got that 3rd goal, they just killed the game off. They slowed the tempo down, and Stuttgart weren't able to do anything. The full-time whistle has just gone now. So yeah, Gonzalo Castro did score in the 91st minute, but it was nothing. Just a goal for Stuttgart. However, it did ruin my prediction. I said 3-0 Wolfsburg, but that goal has made my prediction wrong. But yeah, a nice win for Wolfsburg, who are obviously pushing for the UCL spots. I believe, yeah, they're still in 3rd, but they're now a point ahead of Frankfurt, and obviously with Dortmund winning as well, that puts more pressure on Frankfurt. But yeah, big win for Wolfsburg. Stay 3rd in the league as they push on for the UCL, and not much else to say really. The second half was pretty dead.
Thank you very much for that, Will. Of course. Did you say it was full time?
Yeah, full-time whistle just gone, mate. 3-1.
Thank you very much. I'll bring you in at the end after everyone's done it. Thank you very much for this. You watched a decent game, of course. But yeah, I'll bring you in at the end after all the games are finished. Kieran said full-time, got a corner last minute. Ref didn't let it take it. So I think my game is the only one left with time left. And I've got 3 minutes left in my game. Werder Bremen putting the squeeze on Mainz at the moment. It's a ball into the box, headed away. And literally, volley comes in and Schmid volleys it. It was rasping and it flies over the top of the crossbar. But as Will was saying, as Will said, we're talking about that chance for the goal for Stuttgart. Sorry, I said, "How did you miss?" And it was because Robert Glatzel's through on goal and he fires one across the goal, and he just puts it wide. And I mean, it was definitely easier to score than miss. Oh, it's such a massive chance. Kyle said, if Mainz hold on and win and have failed to win their 2 games now, you think Mainz should be safe. Like I said, I think they should be safe probably if they win this game, and they're coming forward now. Danny Latzer tries to play a ball through forward Kevin Stöger. and it's cleared away by the Werder Bremen defence. I mean, it's half cleared away. They're absolutely kind of clanging against each other. When Niakate's ball forward, Sturger heads it on. Latzer flicks it to Glatzel. Glatzel to Burkhardt. Burkhardt back to, I think that's Alexander Hack in there. Long ball forward by Brzezinski, just hammers it away. Funny that Hertha will be relegated and Union would finish top half. I mean, who would have saw that at the start of the season? Every other game's at full time, bar mine. I've got a minute and a half left before we talk to the boys about tonight's action and the ramifications of the top of the places in the league. Well, here come Werder Bremen. Still a minute and a half for Mainz to hold on to this 1-0 lead. That's going to be a free kick against Werder Bremen, and a free kick just about 25 yards into Mainz's own half. And the Werder Bremen manager's not happy at all. He is absolutely furious. And rightly be, because, I mean, they have had the chances tonight. They've been half chances, but, I mean, their goal probably harshly ruled out. But fair play to Mainz. They've been resolute defensively again. And with 1 minute left, hopefully getting a massive 3 points on the board. As Oniso heads it into a dangerous area. Pavlenka's out quickly, though. And here is Pavlenka, who hammers it downfield. Headed forward again, and then cleared away by Kevin Sturger. 40 seconds left on the clock. So it'll be a throw into Wolfsburg on the halfway, Werder Bremen on the halfway line. Another long ball forward. Headed away by Stefan Belz. Half headed away. Taken down the chest by, it was Eggestein, and his volley cannons off the chest of one of the Knights players and out for a corner kick with 29, 28, 27, 26, 25 seconds left on the clock. And I am absolutely shitting myself right now. It's an Augustinsson corner. It's probably going to be the last action of the game. The keeper's up. It's whipped in to the box. It's a deep one. It's headed towards the goal, flicked wide by Danny Latzer. And really, if he'd have left it, Zentner would have had it. But now it's given Werder Bremen a final chance in this game. Yuri Pavlenka's staying up. Don't score. I love to see a goalkeeper score, but don't score. We're five seconds over the 5 minute side time. It's whipped in by Augustinsson. Zentner comes for it, punches it away. Headed back into the box, headed away. The referee's still not blown the whistle. It's hit into the air by one of the Werder Bremen players. Tries to flick it towards the goal. Selke in the box takes a chest. And Jonathan Burkhardt takes it down and it's flicked away. And Mainz now have a 4-on-2 coming the other way. It's a 3-on-2 now. It's broken to Jonathan Burkhardt's wide in the middle. And he carries it all the way and loses the ball. The referee, I mean, we're almost into the 6th minute of time. Why is he not blowing the whistle? And Werder Bremen are in. It's a ball across the face of the goal and St. Just clears the ball away. Niakate spins on the ball and clears it away. Referee, where's your whistle? There it is. Mainz have won. It's a massive win for Mainz. They have got another massive 3 points and another massive win for Bo Svensson's side. And they now look set to be safe from relegation again. It's a goal from a Hungarian Haaland in Adam Szalai in the 16th minute, which has got Bo Svensson another massive 3 points for Mainz. And I mean, fair play to Adam Szalai. I slag him off every other week. I slag him off every day. He got the goal tonight that has given Mainz all 3 points, and it's a massive win for Mainz. Werder Bremen dragged back into that relegation battle again, but Mainz, they needed to win after the games yesterday, and we'll get reaction from the other boys right now. We'll start with Kieran. Probably doesn't want to talk about the game, so I'll get him in first to get it over and done with, Kieran. It is a heart-wrenching moment for Gladbach.
Yeah, devastating result. If I could sum up the second half performance, pathetic, if I'm being polite. Just got completely dominated in the second half. I don't even remember a chance for Gladbach, and to be fair, absolutely deserved to be punished. Disgraceful performance in the second half. And maybe that performance is the one that cost us European football. And with performances like that, you don't deserve Europe.
Yeah, every game is massive at the moment, and that one for Gladbach seems like a real kick in the teeth. I don't know who they play at the weekend, but of course now it's pretty much needing to win every game, it looks like. Yeah,
I know we play Bayern, Union, Stuttgart, and I think one more team that I can't remember the name of. There's one more in there, let me check for you. Armenia. We play Armenia on the weekend. We've just got to rely on other people now. And tonight was a chance to really catch up with Leverkusen after they dropped points. but it's not over till it's over. But tonight is a real, as you said, you say kick in the teeth. It feels like a kick in the jugular, to be honest with you.
Yeah, poor night's work for Gladbach after such a promising first half. Thank you very much, Kieran. But we'll go to the other game at the other side of Borussia. Rowan, 2-0. You're absolutely buzzing.
Good win, and it's always going to be tough going to Berlin. They're a tough side, and their league position says that, and they put up a fight today. I think if this was Dortmund 3 weeks ago, do you know when we were getting all them draws? I think Union could have really think about it because Luther kept him in the game. Haaland not firing, but they stepped when they need to. Jadon Sancho back is it's the perfect time in Wolfsburg at the weekend. Then they've got Holstein Kiel in the Pokal semi-final. So if they win that, and hopefully if Leipzig win their semi-final, we'll get a Leipzig thingy final, Leipzig Dortmund final. Then I think that might mean Dortmund are guaranteed something. Because I'm sorry, the Pokal gets you something. And then we've got the week after Leipzig, then the shady minds, and then to end the season, Leverkusen. So very, very tough games. It's going to have to keep an eye on Frankfurt. Frankfurt, that other side where you've got to be worried for. I'm sure every single Dortmund fan will be watching the Frankfurt game with eagle eyes because any drop points by them and any points gained by us is 100% what they need right now to get that Champions League. But yeah, on to Wolfsburg at the weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Rowan. It sounds like you've had a decent game to watch, even though we're on 2-0. I had a decent game to watch as well, even though it was only 1-0 now. Before I bring the boys in at the end, I am going to run through the Watchalong advert. Now, I am going to have to play this and then unmute myself. So there shouldn't be any audio on this unless it's somehow magically got audio on. There might be a little 2-second thing by Josh in the last second. But yeah, we'll go through the Watchalong advert now. This is what's coming up on the Sports Corner YouTube channel in the next few days. So, of course, this is what you're watching right now, Bundesliga Live Watchalong, Matchday 30 goal show with all the boys. And look at that. Josh is live at the same time, probably still live after this, 7:05 with the Premier League Darts night 8, as he's doing it all week. And then tomorrow as well, look at same thing, Judgment Night, 22nd of April. It really is make or break for the darts. And then Rowan, A-League, Fridays, back again, 10 a.m., Melbourne Victory versus Western Sydney Wanderers. And then at the weekend, 25th of April, Lyon versus Lille. What a massive game that is as well. 7:55, 25th of April. And then next week, of course, the Champions League is back. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. The live watch-along on 7:55. And there you go. You heard the little bit of audio from Josh at the end. But I'll bring all the boys in. Of course, some of the results didn't go the way people wanted, but I think overall we had a decent night's games. Thank you very much, boys. Thank you very much to everybody in the comments. Kyle's whacking everything in the comments on Twitter and the website. Make sure you go check all them out. But from all of us, it is a massive thank you for being here and a massive goodbye. And make sure you're in the dart stream and the A-League, Rowan.
Big up the A-League.
Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Thank you, KD.
Thank you,
very
KD.
much.
Cheers, KD.
Honestly. See you